I look and see it's not just me.
Jeff, why do you insist on doing this dumb internet shit on TV?
I look and see it's not just me.
This place is a fucking joke, man. Clown, I quit.
So many of us have stood where we stand. We are the young, so raise your hand. So many of us have stood where we stand. We are the young, so raise your hand. We call us problem child. We spend our lives on trial. We walk an endless mile. We are the youth gone wild. We stand and we won't fall. We're one and one for all. The writing's on the wall. We are the youth gone wild.
No. It doesn't make logical sense. But it makes
yes, of course.
But it makes wrestling booking sense. Of course, this makes no sense. Of course, okay, it makes no sense. However, in pro wrestling booking, which often makes no sense, you would do that. It's about making money. It's not about anything else. Wrestling's always been about making money first and foremost. That's it.
Yes! I look and see it's not just me.
Last weekend was the greatest weekend in AEW history. This is the greatest week.
I look and see it's not just me.
My security, my safety, my life was in danger at a wrestling show.
So many of us have stood where we stand. We are the young, so raise your hand. So many of us have stood where we stand. We are the young, so raise your hand. We call us problem child. We spend our lives on trial. We walk an endless mile. We are the youth gone wild. We stand and we won't fall. We're one and one for all. The writing's on the wall. We are the youth gone wild. We call us problem child. We spend our lives on trial. We walk an endless mile. We are the youth gone wild. We stand and we won't fall. We're one and one for all. The writing's on the wall. We are the youth gone wild. Get wild! Yeah!
If you're familiar with how we do things often here on these Wednesdays, it's a lot like one of my favorite movies, Time Cop.
What? Fuck you. Fuck you.
Yeah!
Yeah!
What do we got? Super Dave, Pro Wrestle Clips. Tony Khan has Camille and Megan Baines sitting at home being paid since 2023 for nothing. Come on now. It's not going to be the pod calling some kettle black on that one. Truth is the truth. Becker was more over than Monet. Yes. I'm sorry. I'm reading slow. Becker was more over than Monet and is going to the big times. Absolutely. And I said that. I think I covered that show. In fact, I know we did. And I pointed out, I'm going to go back and listen to my own comments. But I did make a mental note, and I think I did point out that I thought she looked really good because I'd never seen her before. And now that you pointed out, I don't want to say she looked better than Mercedes, but I think the expectation was a little higher for Mercedes, obviously. And perhaps Stephanie exceeded hers and perhaps Mercedes didn't. That's my take on it.
Well, folks, it's been a night to remember, but right now we are out of time. I'm Nick Diamond.
I'm Stone Cold Steve Austin.
And I'm Johnny Gomez. On behalf of all of us here at Celebrity Deathmatch, good fight, good night.
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday comes again.
毎日
Sunday,
毎
Monday,
日
Tuesday,
日立の
Wednesday,
細長
Thursday, Thursday,
静
Friday,
か
Saturday,
サラサ
Sunday
ラ
comes again.
綺麗な空気体には細長が気持ちいいんです日立のビッグフローウェルネス
So, hairline. I have Paul London imitating Aubrey Edwards. You want to watch that video? You want to watch that? It sounds funny. Like, I don't know. Those words strung together sound hilarious to me. So, let's get into this and see if it'll pop us or something.
I popped us already. We're already popped.
Okay, so here on X, formerly known as Twitter, still known as Twitter to many.
Hey.
We have Paul London imitating Aubrey Edwards, and he's here with James here. I don't know who that is. Rene Dupree, shout him out, and Ace Darling. That's a fucking throwback. Ace Darling. I think he did dark matches for like ECW and WWF back in the day, but never really made it. But shout out all you guys. Shout out Paul London. Here is Paul London imitating Aubrey Edwards. Shout out Cafe du Rene Dupree.
Yeah, she was like, "You don't recognize me, do you?"
Right.
Or something like that. She's like, "I'm only one of the most famous referees in professional wrestling." And he was like, "Oh, I don't really watch WWF anymore. Like, I haven't watched it a long time." She's like, "WWE, please." I wrestle for I'm a referee for AEW. It's the newest shit. If you don't know it, then you need to go check it out.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
And,
oh no!
What's happening, guys? Welcome to another eclectic edition of PWT Live Show. Yeah. Come on, StreamYard, give me the sounds. Yeah. How y'all doing tonight? I am your host, Phil Marks, and I am here live again, back from the dead once more. Joining me tonight on the show, he's been waiting, watching my little pre-show there. Chris Connor joining me on the show. Chris Connor, how's it going? Round of applause for Chris Connor, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, it's StreamYard, you don't hear.
I'm hanging
Chris
in.
Connor's here with me tonight, ladies and you're doing good.
UFC, I'm doing good. We have UFC, we got boxing, we had a ton of wrestling news, and the big question I want to know with you is: are you behind Ricky? Are you all about give Ricky
Well, Ricky, we'll talk about Ricky in a bit here. So we're going to review SmackDown tonight, guys. We're watching UFC Noche in the Vegas Sphere. There's like boxing on tonight. This will give us a bit of a preview of, Nick Khan was on the big stage for this. Like, he's a big part of this Sphere event, and he's eyeing it up for what a WrestleMania could potentially look like in the Sphere. And not just a WrestleMania, but as I broke down on the show before, a whole series of events. It makes sense for people to come in and not just do one-offs like the UFC. So they're going to come do a one-off, bang it out spectacularly, and then we'll get a whole like SmackDown, WrestleMania, 2 nights, Raw, NXT, everything from the Sphere sometime in the near future. I'm sure Nick Khan's planning it all in his head right now. So we'll keep you guys updated as the show goes along, like what they do with the Sphere. Currently, it's the prelims, and they're not doing anything crazy, although it already does look amazing and crazy with the lighting and everything. They're not actually like using the Sphere to its full. They're saving it for the pay-per-view. So I'm very excited for that. Guys, at Pro Wrestle Times, we're on our way to 1,300 subscribers over on that channel, 1,300 over at youtube.com/at Pro Wrestle Times. Over on this channel, youtube.com/at Pro Wrestle Clips. We're almost at 5,000 subscribers. We're working our way to 4,500. So thank you all. Please, everybody, like, subscribe, share it around. I have some really great podcasts coming. My schedule got blown wide open, chat. Okay. So there's going to be like a million shows coming, a million things, dude. I'm going to be going live. Like if I pop up live tomorrow, if I pop up live Monday, Tuesday, I might go live every fucking day of the week. So, especially for this next month here, I think month or so. So, guys, become a member. I might do some members only streams, get that green thing on your name. And, also last show, we raised money for All Jake. That was amazing. He came on the show, and he was amazing on the show. And a round of applause for the PWT universe for rallying together and doing something good. And me and Jake message back and forth pretty much every single day. So he'll update you guys with all that. And yeah, we raised a good chunk of money. I don't know if we need to make it public or anything. That's all really up to all Jake, but you know, it's just appreciate you guys. You know what I mean? That's what we do around here. So now tonight, guys, I did not watch TNA Victory Road yet. I know, Phil, you what?
You what?
I went out with my girlfriend. So they have these ring girls here, like these unique ring girls that haven't previously worked in the UFC for this Noche event, Chris Connors. But anyways, though, I went out with my girlfriend. I went to Drunken Cinema. We watched Jason Takes Manhattan. It was fucking awesome. I drank insane amounts of beer in Minecraft, and I ate a ton of delicious food, and I whipped on Victory Road, and I fell asleep. So like immediately, you know, it was like that. Like I was too done to even get into it, but I'm gonna watch it. I've avoided basically all spoilers, other than obviously Nick Nemeth, because I just saw his tweets. So we'll talk about that and review that. I'll do it on a pod with someone. I got tons of podcasts lined up, some really cool people, you know, from the IWC, newer, older, you know, some legends in the game I got lined up too for, you know, a later period in time when everyone's schedules are free. And we're watching Rosas Jr. take on a guy named Ora Kileng, and we're going to dive into Phil Mark's bookmarks and talk about some headlines. Dave's been unhinged. Mansoor got called out for some weird, it was a pretty cringe fucking post for sure, on X. And yeah, we're going to get into all that. But I am locked into this Noche card here, this UFC. I will not lie to you guys. Like, this is an amazing event, historical. I'm surprised there's still seats empty. Like, not even everyone's there for the prelims. And you have a guy like Rosas Jr., who's only 18 or 19 years old, Chris Connors, and his record's 9-1, and he's on this big stage. I'm thinking he gets a big win. What say you? Are you with me? I don't know, Chris.
I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see because it's. I'm with you right here. I'm thinking. I don't want to just go blah, 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 blah. So
yeah, fair enough.
I have no idea. I actually have no idea what's going to happen today.
So for fight fans, like this main card is pretty good. But basically, this is their attempt at like it's with Riyadh season, and it's their attempt at like Mexican Independence Day. Is that what this is? That what this is? I'm not even sure entirely.
Yeah, well,
like
it's Mexican Independence Day. They're tying into Riyadh season. Oh, by the way, we're going head to head with Canelo. So you know this is also a bit of like, let's just stick it to boxing while we can, because
yeah,
Canelo is basically the face of Mexican boxing. So what we're gonna do? Well, we got not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 Mexicans on this card, including
the
women
and Brazilians, and
champion.
I see Cubano as well. I think Ribovich is from that is an Argentinian flag. So they have the you know, and then also Shevchenko's a Spanish speaker, although she speaks like 6 languages or something like that. So yeah, and then they just threw O'Malley and Dvalishvili because they're 135-pound bantamweights, and you know, it's the smaller guys. If you guys watch MMA. Now, Collision, I don't know what the hell is going on. I'm not going to watch that if that's tonight as well. So I do have it in Phil Mark's bookmarks, though. I have, let me see. Why can't I? AEW news. That's right. I was like, where did I bookmark it? I can't remember. So we can take a look at this Collision card as Rosas Jr. is looking to get a submission here. But the Grizzled Young Veterans take on FTR. Okay, that's actually a banger of a match if it was like an NXT or like some shit. But I just didn't even. Okay, you know, it's going down tonight. The TNT Championship, Chris Daniels versus Jack Perry. What? I thought Daniels was like the GM of Dynamite or whatever. He's just in a match for the title. It's so funny. Briscoe, O'Reilly, and Hologram take on the Beast Mortis and the Premier Athletes. Just random 6-man nonsense. Yuka Sakazaki takes on Serena Deeb. Okay. I mean, Yuka's back, I guess. It's been a long-ass time. I'm sure a lot of you were like, hookah. No, I'm just kidding. Serena Deeb is awesome, but like, okay, just random match. You have the Bang Bang Gang taking on the Cage of Agony. All right. I mean, that kind of makes sense for their 6-man division if you want to. And I like all those guys in that match. Wheeler Utah versus Anthony Henry of the Workhorsemen, who was like fired. And then everyone was like, oh, no, don't fire him. So then they like rehired him, but then he's just hasn't been on TV since or whatever. And then we have Robin Renegade versus Queen Aminata. Okay. And then Commander and Private Party in trios action. So what Tony Khan has been doing, guys, is he's been sticking Commander with fucking Private Party and making them dance like Lucha House Party. Like we're not kidding, guys. This is what's been happening in AEW. They have Top Flight doing like the Air Paris, Air Styles WCW gimmick. They have Commander doing like Lucha House Party with Private Party. It's so ridiculous, man. We've entered into like the TNA Twilight Zone, and Moxley's walking around like a literal Yahtzee, the board game, except for the kind from American History X. Like literally he's quoting Hitler and stuff, dude. And we're going to cover that on the show as well as we go along. Let's check out what the chat's saying. Smart business. I think it's an Argentinian holiday too. There you go. Yeah, exactly. It is smart business. And here's the thing with Canelo's fight. He's going to win. So I get it. He's a huge star. And Dana White did say, he's like, dude, I just consider this 2 separate things, you know? He's like, I'm just always going to do a big show and I'm going to do the Sphere thing. But I just think Dana also knew, like, dude, Canelo's fighting. He's just going to win. So why don't we put on a big show? And I'm shocked they didn't put like Chandler and McGregor on this thing or something, you know?
Well, McGregor's not fighting, so McGregor.
I don't think he's ever going to fight again. Yeah, I don't think he's ever going to fight again, dude, in UFC. So I don't know. It was good while it lasted. But yeah, sup, bruv. What's up? Hendry, yeah, absolutely. So we're going to talk about all that. I didn't see Victory Road, though, guys. So I'm going to have to watch that, and then I'll review it with someone for a pod that'll come out probably like Monday morning. I'll record something tomorrow. Maybe I'll pop on live, and I'll review it. How about that? Because I ain't got shit going on. So let's see here. We got AEW news. We might as well talk about some hot AEW news. So Fox and AEW, right? Everybody's saying this is, well, first off, yeah, did y'all see this where Bryce Remsburg pushes his fucking leg off for the pin? I'm gonna get Stevens for that, but it was, everyone's trying to go, like, all the sickos are like, dude, no, his hand came down at the curved angle and all this shit. It's like, bro, you pushed his fucking leg. You just shouldn't do that. That's crazy. I don't know. Just call it like a shoot, man. Give some semblance of realism to it, you know? I'm gonna crack a Red Bull.
I mean, look, this is a company that just, there's no leadership. There's no leadership. Nobody cares. It's just, Tony Khan doing, this is for him like a fantasy. This is, hey, I get to run a website, run a pro wrestling promotion, hang out with all my buddies and do everything I want. Wee.
Yeah.
There should be like training. They should know this stuff. It's mind-boggling. And they've caused me to hate this company. I mean, literally, they've caused.
No, you're not the only one, dude. You're not the only one. A lot of people feel that way. Wrestling Soup, what's up? Hey, if you want to jump on the show, I can send you an invite too. You're more than welcome. We're just reacting to shit and watching UFC. If you want to pop in or not, it's all cool too. Let me know. I'll DM you.
I just want to know, when can we start getting very worried about this TV deal if it ever happens? I mean, it's not what it's September 14th. There's no, we still haven't heard one word yet. I know the wrestling media, and I say that loosely, likes to go, oh, it's imminent. It's going to happen. It's like, wait a minute here. You said that in July. You said that in March. You said that last year. You said that in August. And now you said, after Labor Day, we start worrying. So my feeling is, yeah, you should start worrying because.
Well, Meltzer, we'll talk about it in a bit. He walked back this Fox shit too, Chris. He's like, oh, I didn't state that or some shit. So I don't know. But the discussion backstage, according to Fightful, within the TV world. Oh, really? Oh, my God. Really, Fightful. You know about the TV world now? Could be headed to Fox Tubi after the AEW Shockwave trademark emerged. So I don't know. Meltzer, I guess, was like, no, they haven't even had talks yet. So somebody's lying, right? I don't know. I don't know who it is. You got to
Fightful
think
keeps saying we've heard a rumor. It's like, well, you know what? I heard a rumor that Jenna Jameson's going to star in the next Fast and the Furious. I've no, it came from the hairdressers, boyfriends, sons, cousin twice removed. But hey, I heard a rumor.
But they're saying it could be on Tubi. Literally, dude. Tubi. Like what
Which
we've
means
been
they get no money
about forever.
Yeah, which means Tubi's not paying for it. It's just like a free show, basically.
Dude, Tubi. Like legit the worst case scenario joke that everyone made. Or FS1, which is like
it's not going on FS1. Let's stop that right now. I mean, because they are busy every day with college basketball, college football, Major League Baseball. They'll have NHL. I mean, why are they going to all of a sudden go, yeah, let's take AEW and put that on Fox Sports 1? Because what? If WWE didn't get that great ratings for them, AEW is going to get better with their B product. It's not going to be the A product. It's going to be the B at best, maybe C products. So let's stop. Just stop, people. Stop.
And guys, run those likes up for Tubi Tony, for TubiCon, okay? 27 likes, 113 in the chat. Let's run them up to 100, and then I'll stop asking you guys to even hit likes. So just run them up, please and thank you. Appreciate you guys. You're the best. And George, you'll keep reminding them, I'm sure. But AEW Collision, though, Chris, just to sort of tack on to what you're saying, man. 157,000 people watched it last week. I think it went head-to-head with SmackDown as well. Got buried like another week, or maybe that was the same week. And then I saw Alfred Konua tweet out that the Fast Nationals for AEW were just abysmal. And he's like, I'm not even going to post them. He's like, just wait till they come out because you guys are going to have fucking fun coming up with excuses type of thing. So, yeah, let's see. Let's see. I can't wait to see what it is. But yeah, I mean, is Fox or FS1 going to pay for shit that's like getting no views at all? Like, hey, I'll sit there and go, hey, man, as long as it's 500K, we're good. But if it's like 100K and shit, it's like, nah, dude, you got that shit will come off the air. I don't care what it is. If you're a TV show only, especially like they're not even a wrestling territory, like running house shows and all that sort of thing, So it's ridiculous that you're just a TV show and having a good TV show and the TV ratings don't matter at all. They absolutely matter. They don't have to matter to fans. I get all that, but they matter to Tony Khan, the best guys, Tony Khan. So speaking of Fightful, though, Sap is here. I didn't read this. So this guy, Unpaid Critic, says, so we can't discredit Sap. Sap can discredit anyone he wants. Irony. Yeah, that's how it works, dude. So Sap goes planted at best, outright false at worst. I can tell you in talking to people close to both sides that neither side would be making these claims themselves. And this Andrew Chapados guy, I got it down here. What he claimed was sources close to AEW WBD deal tell me AEW was on their back foot. On top of Warner's already having about 25% from the original deal, AEW likely had to give up more equity to get the new deal done, which I believe that for sure. AEW, is that your phone? AEW apparently didn't receive any other third-party offers, which obviously hurt their negotiations. I don't believe that. I think there's someone willing to chill them a little bit of ducats. Like,
oh, I don't.
You don't? Okay, mate. Yeah,
because I was thinking about that. Like, who?
Count they're talking about Fox, but apparently that there's
who's talking about Fox though. I mean,
Meltzer and Fightful and shit.
Fightful said they heard a rumor, and they've already and both of them said, "Oh, it's not going to be on the main Fox. It might be on like Tubi or FS1.
That's
So
the funniest
they're
thing.
just grabbing stuff. At this point, they're grabbing stuff out of their ass. I mean, I've looked at schedules and everything, and it's not Fox because they've already gotten out of the wrestling business. They have zero interest in wrestling. They are a sports network. They do not care about pro wrestling. Pro wrestling is not sports. So let's forget about that ship. It's not going to be NBC. They're already in bed with WWE. It's not Netflix. They're in bed with WWE. It's not CW. They're in bed with WWE. Disney, they have no interest. They've already are committed. Then you count out Paramount Network because they are in debt with money. That leaves you with who? Apple? They haven't shown any interest.
Warner,
here.
if they're bought in, WBD, if they're bought in, basically, give us more of the company and give us more of the pay-per-view, and we're cool, Like, that's basically what they're working with, it feels like. It sounds like. But anyways, this guy says ratings cooled off. Whether or not that's from the product or recent controversial moves remains to be seen. I've reached out to the AEW for comments and will update with applicable responses. And then, so who's lying here, Chris? Sapp or this Andrew Chapados guy? And this Andrew guy, by the way, is he writes for the Blaze. Now, some of these Blaze people be trolling. You know what I mean? I think some of them just got caught taking like Russian money and shit like that, So I don't know. That's another YouTube channel. If you want to get into all that, I don't know enough about
Sean Sapp is full of it at times. Look, half his staff is on, because half his staff is what, on AEW's payroll? I mean, what, Will Washington?
No, I don't think they're on a payroll, but I think they all think they can Will Washington themselves into like jobs with a billionaire.
They're on the payroll. They're getting it underneath the table, but they're on the payroll of
I don't. Do you think that they're actually given money in a paper bag type? We're doing low key deals here, like here, shill our shit, or do you think they all see a guy that they can, I think they're like Will Washington their way into jobs? And not shitting on Will Washington. That's what it's referred to because that's sort of what he did, right? It's sort of not unprecedented, but like entirely. There's guys like
I think they're getting paid into the table. It's probably we'll do some advertising, we'll do this, we'll comp you tickets, we'll do this, but they're getting paid. They're getting compensated for this stuff, and you can see it on Fightful. It's pro AEW galore. You might as well call it the official AEW website. It is over the friggin' top. I mean, you might as well just have their lips removed from Tony Khan's posterior. They don't. Who would give the time of day? And we're trying to figure this out. Like, they have sources. Like, who's going to talk to Fightful from like NBC or Fox or Warner Brothers? Like, we're with Fightful. We've never heard of it. Just go away.
Jimmy B for $2. AEW to Comedy Central confirmed.
Best guys, Tony Khan.
Pretty much, man. Pretty fucking much. Oh man. So ESPN wrote this as AEW CEO Tony Khan's bio when ranking him the 12th most influential person in boxing, MMA, and wrestling. So this is what ESPN wrote. They wrote, the son of Jacksonville Jaguars and Fulham FC owner Shad Khan, Tony established the clear number 2 wrestling promotion in the world. Okay, I'd say that's a fact. Providing fans an alternative to WWE that focuses on the technical aspect of the art. I would disagree. I'd say it's the other way. WWE focuses on the real technicality of it all, armed with a media rights deal with Warner Bros. Discovery. Okay. AEW quickly found success after its launch in 2019. True. Still, its popularity pales in comparison to WWE's. True. AEW's TV ratings have dipped after top stars Cody Rhodes and CM Punk returned to WWE in recent years as Levesque took charge of WWE's creative. Facts. Tony Khan, who also oversees AEW's creative team, is outspoken on social media, where he has fanned the flames of controversy within wrestling, particularly in regards to Punk's departure from the promotion. So, I don't know. They kept it real about him. I think that's an accurate description. He was probably like, oh, how dare they?
Yeah, I'm calling shenanigans on this list. I am just...
What was the list again? Like, what was it like?
So it's the top 15 most influential people in boxing, MMA, and pro wrestling. And you start looking at this list, and it's like, all right, it's the chairman of a Saudi Arabia General Entertainment is number 1. Dana White, number 2. Then you have Nick Khan, number 3. You've got Canelo Alvarez, number 4, over Triple H and The Rock. Okay. Conor McGregor, number 7. Then you got Hunter Campbell, UFC Chief Business Officer, number 8. Eddie Hearn, number 9, Matchroom Sport Promoter. Al Heyman, number 10, Premier Boxing. You got Fasai Bafarat, Dr. Rakan Hussein, the GEA Seller Company, which is very involved with Saudi business deals.
Was Vince McMahon on the list?
Vince McMahon is not on the list.
Wow. Fair enough.
You have...
Fair enough.
I mean, Bob Arum's number 15. No offense, Tony Khan. Bob Arum has a lot more, influence in
swing,
than
power, influence, all of that shit. Like Tony Khan just has a fuck ton of money, guys. Y'all got to understand. Well, I know everyone understands.
Jake and Logan Paul are tied for 13.
Tied? Why they tie them? That's
because it's a brother duo. And then Oscar De La Hoya is number 14. It's like, okay, I'd put Roman Reigns up there. I'd put Paul, Heyman up there, and over those two. I'd put the head of the Zone up there because the Zone is basically where boxing is, and even where PFL and Bellator are at times, and even now, TNA is up there. I mean, you look and it's like, this is by Mike Coppinger, who it's like, okay, that's one guy, but you talk to most people, I would say Tony Khan is nowhere near, Bob Arum. I wouldn't even put him.
Yeah, he should be below Bob Arum 100%.
So look,
but maybe they just factor in the wrestling side of it. They tried to, hey, it's wrestling too, so he's involved in, who goes a long way too, man. We know he knows people. A lot of people have written him fluff pieces. Speaking of it though, here's Dave Meltzer. So this should be, do I give it a flute? I should always give Meltzer a flute. What am I talking about, Phil? So here, we'll give him one for now, and we'll have another one later. But so AEW's new TV deal with Warner Bros. Discovery is reportedly now a done deal, with pay-per-views potentially coming to the HBO Max streaming service as a part of it. The WB deal is a done deal. Actually, there are, going, to be, actually like, changes, Tony Khan. There's going to be a pay-per-view component to this deal. What that is, I don't know. Of course, but if they're doubling the number and WBD is getting the rights to the pay-per-view, I could see that makes doubling the number more sense in a lot of ways. What did I tell you guys? AEW will double their last TV deal, so it'll be like 100 million or just shy, which even their own shills said that AEW lost 153 million or whatever last year, so they'd still be in the red. I don't care about that, but for all the people who talk shit, boom, right there. So, and then they have to give up more. So they're giving up more to keep this thing on like a network that's probably bought in. Is the only reason I could even see them fucking giving Tony this much rope and this long of a time. And it's why it's so unique that nothing's been announced, because it's just like, well, we own the shit, we own a chunk of it, so we're not going to let it die, and they'll give us more and we get some of the pay-per-view and all that. But what did I tell you guys? They're going to go, oh, double. I could see that makes sense in a lot of ways, but it's like, no, dog, you guys were trying to say 2 billion, 1 billion, 500 million. All these fucking numbers were getting thrown around. All the sheets were, I don't know, just wiping their asses coming up with numbers. And so it's just funny that he's going, it's a done deal, and then they're talking about, oh no, Fox is whatever, and then Meltzer and Sapp are contradicting each other. It's just, there's so much bullshit hogwash out there. We're trying to make sense of it all, folks, here at PWT. But I'm just like, Jesus Christ, I don't even care. I don't even fucking care where AEW ends up anymore at this point. Who gives a shit? It's probably just gonna stay on TBS. But whatever. It's not this thing they tried to.
I doubt it. I am telling you right now, I do not see it happening. And I'll even give you a quote. I'm pulling this up here from our guy, the Fight Oracle, because he brought this up. David Zaslav, transcript from a Goldman Sachs conference. He goes, So we've added college football playoffs, 4 of 11 games, maybe 5. We've added NASCAR. We've added hockey. We've added tennis. Roland Garros. We've added Big East basketball together with March Madness. The baseball playoffs this year, the NBA, we hope for the next 11 months. The NBA, depending on how it turns out. You know who we didn't mention? Let me guess. Starts with an A, ends with a W. It's AEW. I think they're trying to get rid of that stock as soon as they can find a way to make it look okay. Well, as soon as it can get justified, because right now it's hovering on that 600,000 plus. And everybody keep asking people. So what's the fallout? When does it hit like 500,000? When does it hit 400,000? Look, unless they make a deal where Tony gives up full rights to Warner Brothers in terms of they can booking, creating, they can have a say in that in terms of, well, we need to approve who the hell's booking this stuff like that, and it's for pennies of a dollar. I could see them just going, no, thank you, hard pass.
I just don't think that's what they're doing. I think that's why.
So why haven't they renewed it? Give me the example of why they have not renewed
because
this.
They own a chunk of it. So they to them, it's like, okay, no matter what, we can stick them on any of our shit.
But
even if we just throw AEW on streaming, like it's just something we own.
But they don't want that.
I know you keep saying that, but they've clearly, this is a unique situation because this is the thing, dude. Why is this situation so unique and odd? And Zaslav, I have a quote from him too, where Fight Oracle, so it says that I'm looking at the David Zaslav transcript from Goldman Sachs conference, and there's just not a single mention of AEW. He talks about all this other stuff, NASCAR, college football.
Yeah, I just read that.
Yeah, I know. But I'm just like, I'm showing this on the screen here, and I'm just saying,
all right.
He fucking they don't care about it, but it's just something they don't need to let go of for no reason. It's like what's one of these okay, they got rid of the fucking what's that shit called? The Berlanti, the CW show, all the fucking Flash shows and all that stuff, right? Arrow and Supergirl and all that. It's you know what I mean? Like, it's not that they don't, it's not like that shit can't make them money, but it's like they're just in such a, I don't know. I could just see
there's
them
a difference
on Max or something.
Let me explain the difference.
They're going to leave Dynamite on TBS like 100%.
Let me explain the difference here, because I'm glad you brought that up. They didn't give up the Arrowverse. They just sold it off because it bought them money. Because other networks, whether it's Netflix, whether it's put it on TNT, TBS, or even like Pluto, they will buy that, and you get residuals, and that makes them money. Is it perfect? No. And plus, remember, they're starting their own new DC universe, which James Gunn and David Serafin have said everything's going to be on one universe. We're not having multiple universes. We're not having, different, groups, with the exception of Batman and Joker, Ledoux. Everything else, it's under one platform, one thing. They've changed even DCU animated, where everything is now under James Gunn. So that's part two. And the big part here, and nobody likes to talk about this, it doesn't fit what they're doing. They've hired a new person to TV who is big. And we talked about, she wants original drama. She wants original programming. She wants to have shows that get awards, not be stuck with something which, let's see, they drop each other
they
on
own
steel
it. So what do they
chairs.
do? What do they do? What do they do?
Let it go.
I know, but what do they do? That's what I'm trying to say. Like, they either use it and then take some of his pay-per-view money, because this billionaire is going to keep running pay-per-views and doing these events.
How much?
And they do decent buys. Like, they get like 100,000 buys.
That's
right?
not decent though. That's not really like decent. Like,
I don't know, man. For them, I think it is. I think that's one of their only ways they actually see any money. AEW.
Here's how it was broken down, because I've talked with many people in the pay-per-view business, and it's a lot of people from boxing, MMA. You want to hit at least, if you're spending the money that AEW is, you need to hit at least $250K, $300,000 pay-per-view buys, and they're not doing that. They're not even close to doing that.
But they don't do them. But here's the difference though, is that Tony does these pay-per-views like all the fucking time. So like he'll do an All In, and then 2 weeks later he does an All Out, and then fucking 3 weeks later he has another one.
It's not like he's running two pay-per-views every month,
and they all do like 100K, 150K, 125K.
He's still not making money. That's still not bringing them a lot of money.
But it's more frequently than like an event that like the UFC, let's say, they do a pay-per-view, and obviously what's considered a bomb to them wouldn't be considered a bomb in wrestling. But just the pay-per-view model is sort of just an old thing anyways. But I just think that's why they want that, because that just brings in like
who
money.
keeps saying they want it? Like, we keep hearing, they want that.
All the dirt sheets, bro. Like,
who cares about dirt sheets? But dirt sheets.
I do. The people do. That's why people are watching the show, bro. We care about what they're saying, and we're gonna call.
They don't know. That's
okay,
like you saying, "Hey, I know what the Patriots are going to draft next year because I have a source." We have no idea who your source is, but you have a source. It's not probably from the Patriots, not from the NFL, but you have a source. I'm telling you, half these people, it's like they say, "Oh, we have sources, we have people." Like who?
I know
nobody. So
I'm calling
right now. The dirt.
I don't get what you don't get about it, bro. That's why I do. That's why I do what I do. That's why I make fun of it. It's fucking hilarious. But
you're actually giving credence. Like, hey, they know what they're talking about. No, they don't. I'm telling you right now.
I didn't say they know what they're talking about. I'm saying this is what they're all saying.
I know.
So I'm not. No, just stop for a second. Okay, you need to listen. Here's the thing. I am not on the phone with Fox execs claiming that I am. So these are the people claiming they are, and I have a source, and these are the people claiming that. So that's what the narrative they want to put out there. So then we're going to dissect that, and then we're going to point out, here's where they fucking lied. Here's where the fuck I was right. Here's where this guy was right. And it's fucking hilarious. And we're going to clown them and play flutes, dude. That's the whole goddamn point. Dave is literally helping like galvanize a whole subsection of this internet wrestling community. And all they're doing is, in the long run, this shit's going to fucking harm wrestling. If, I don't know, dude, if we allow this to continue, you know what I mean? So I guess that's why I do this. I'm drawing the line in the fucking sand, and I'm saying, nah. Okay, you're gonna have to prove some shit or come with some actual factual, or else we're gonna clown and roast you about being wrong, because I ain't claiming to be the news. That's why it's funny. So I know they don't know, but maybe they do know. But it's funny because nobody's actually saying anything. That's the part. That's why it's so intriguing. That's why everybody likes talking about this. It's been a topic for months and months and months now in the IWC and just in the wrestling world in general. And like, that's why, dude, I think people are interested in it. You know what I mean?
You look at even the gates, and they're not doing money. So I'm telling you right now, like UFC 300, Pereira versus Hill. The gate alone was $16 million.
Oh, sorry. I'll take this off the screen here. New member, Lincoln Hawk. Or sorry. Member for 2 months. Sorry. Got to take that off the screen. Tony Khan is the 5th Bluth kid. Have Chris listen to Brian last on why he thinks that deal is done. WBD owns a piece. They do. They own a piece.
So once again, does Brian last? I mean, everybody keeps saying, they own a piece. Like, what's a piece? 25%,
everyone's saying it.
10%,
I don't
15%?
know. I don't know.
I know that. I know you don't know that. That's what everybody keeps saying. Oh, they own a piece. So like what? 5-10%?
25%?
Warner Brothers can just
20%?
sell that off.
25%? 30%? Maybe. Who knows?
So
he
they
had a
can
bunch
just
of
sell
initial
that
investors.
off. So you know what? They invest in a lot of stuff and buy a lot of stuff. They can just burn it. I mean, remember, they spent
Acknowledge me.
They spent $90 million on Batgirl. What did they do with Batgirl? Oh yeah, they shelved that bitch.
Right, but they got to write that shit off.
So they
that's
could.
why
And they can write this
they got
off
to
as
keep
a tax write-off.
however much 90 million or whatever they put into that movie. They got to keep it, so they won't write it off because they lose their money, bro. You can't. So here's the thing, right? This is what the whole theory is. It's crazy because, like, dude, we talk about this all the time.
Oh, theories.
That's what I've been chronicling on this show. Okay, the theory is that this is what everybody thinks. Like, everybody is floating this out there. I've had Dose come on here for an hour straight and break this all down way better than I can. Okay, but so take it from them, not me. But basically, the reason they let Tony Khan shop the like AEW around, and they have a new show, Shockwave, coming out, so they're not doing that just blindly unless it's some fucking YouTube show or something. But yeah, they like the reason WBD is like playing this game and like, okay, yeah, sure, like we gave you an offer, we're not really negotiating, we want some of the pay-per-view, you can go try and get a deal elsewhere, is because they want to recoup their money. So if like AEW goes and gets like a huge deal with Fox, let's say, then WBD will go, sweet, pay us back a big chunk of this fucking money we have invested, and we'll let go of the rights or whatever the fuck. I don't know. Like, that's where it's all speculative because nobody really knows. But the theory makes sense. It wouldn't be the first time something like this has happened. I don't know. Again,
I'm dropping some knowledge on you. Like, just like a Randy Savage elbow, I'm going to drop knowledge on you. You want the knowledge? Because a very wise man named Brad Shepard told me this, and he's more plugged in with a lot of these people. You want to know how WBD has never bought AEW or even a piece of it or any of that? You want to know why? They are a publicly traded company. They would have had to have listed, hey, we have purchased this, we have purchased that.
Right.
Because stockholders want to know, hey, where's this money going? Where is investing here? There's never been an announcement. It's never been put on the stock market. It's never been announced on any of these financial institutions of, hey, Warner Brothers Discovery has bought a chunk of AEW because they had to disclose it.
Yeah,
so I'm telling you, all you people, they have not bought it. There was no reason for them to buy it. They did not want to buy it.
Yeah, I brought that up too before.
Sense.
Like, I was like, dude, we would have had to have heard something about it, like, a long time ago when that was first the rumor. I said the same thing. I was like, well, wouldn't WBD have to tell everyone? So I don't know, man. I don't know, but it is what's floating around out there, right? So
Greg,
that's
you know what's
I'm
floating around? The Earth. There are people who say the Earth is flat. That's what they're saying.
Okay,
that doesn't make it true. That just makes
Chris.
a lot
That's
of
not very
people.
fair. Brian Last doesn't believe the Earth is flat now. Chris Connors.
No, Brian Last is just trolling people. He's just, you know what he's doing? He's trolling all the little AEW fans, like poking the little bears with sticks. That's what Cornette likes to do. He likes to poke bears with sticks also. This is like poking the little AEW bears. Let's see if we get a rise. Oh, there we go. They're up in ornery. They're ready to fight here. And Cornette just sits there and laughs as they start, just flame warring him.
Dude, the refs got to stop it. Oh my God, this is the craziest.
I do that with people on NoDQ.com when I write my columns. Once again, check it out for NoDQ.com. And there are people who just, get all lathered up and attack me. You know what I like to do? I like to laugh as I sit there and type up things against them and go blah, 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 blah. Oh, you are just an idiot. Blah, 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 blah. It's called trolling.
Yeah, no, you're right. LC Killer 17 for $5 goes, I want WWE to buy AEW before this company kilts some wrestlers. Yeah, I hope that doesn't happen ever, right?
It's getting close.
It's like, where do we go? They're doing hypodermic needles. Like, where do we go from there? Like, we've had exploding super kick in the face, real cinder block slams. Like, what happens when someone botches and like hits the back of their head on a fucking cinder block or something? It's terrifying. It truly is. I'm not even watching Collision. I'm watching UFC tonight, bruv. And thank you for the $5 snooper duper chat. Round of applause. So AEW hit a record low in attendance last night. Almost 90% of the arena empty for Dynamite. It's really sad to see what AEW has become. And yeah, here's a picture. They were in a 23,000 seater. They had like 2,300 people there. And this is all Tony Khan's ego, dude. Like, that's why this is like this. It's because he wants to compete with WWE, man. And I don't know. It's just sad,
Wait a minute. According to the AEW people now, the AEW fan base, there was never war. There was AEW never declared war on WWE. It's all a figment of our imagination. Never happened.
Well, yeah. So I have here Chris Legendtil has won the war.
So nodq.com, yeah, they say so WWE versus AEW war is over. What you'll see is AEW occasionally overpay for a WWE free agent, and it won't matter because WWE will replace said wrestler with someone younger and cheaper. Effectively, AEW has become TNA. So that's from NoDQ, and that's absolutely right. That hit the nail right on the head with that one. And there hasn't been a war, man, this whole fucking time. I mean, at the beginning there kind of was, but they fucked it all up, man. AEW definitely fumbled and dropped the ball on that. And yeah, there's a lot of sickos, IWC sickos, which we'll get into that segment next, of these people. They're crying. They're saying like there's a serial killer on the loose, and that's why people weren't at the Dynamite. And I'm not kidding. So there's like multiple.
I have 10 legit, logical reasons why people are not Dynamite. Number 10, they were washing their hair. Number 9, they were doing their taxes early. Number 8, they had something, they had to take care of their kids' piano recital. Number 7, there was something on TV, like an old movie they had to watch, and they didn't feel like leaving the house. Number 6, they were too busy listening to Pro Wrestle Times podcast. Number 5, they were rewatching NXT and forgot that it was Wednesday. Number 4, well, it's Wednesday night, which means Wings night. Number 2, they were getting ready for midterms. And number 1, it's just we didn't even want to watch it. Who gives a rat's ass? There we go. My 10 reasons why people didn't go to AEW Dynamite on Wednesday. Why? It's not a fun product anymore. It's not fun. It's Tony hot shot booking. And then the next week it'll be something different, and then you have to just look and go, this is just hot. This is like just a hot turd fudge sundae that doesn't taste well, but hey, the owner likes it, so that's all that matters to him.
Oh man, Chad,
I know I'm getting bitter, aren't I? Tony Khan has made me into a bitter man, but you know what? That's what happens when you run a wrestling promotion that makes even Herb Abrams go, "Oh God, I could have done a better job than that."
So, Shaggy Filth 7-3 for $2 says, Phil, got any good bets for UFC tonight? I don't know. I didn't look at any lines at all, unfortunately. So if we look at the card really quickly, I'll just quickly give you like predictions, I guess, of maybe like the main card or some of the fights here. So let's take a look at it here. I would go. So Grasso Shevchenko, is this their third or fourth fight with each other?
This is their, I believe, trilogy, probably. I gotta double check on my end, but the last time they fought, it was Valentina Shevchenko getting the win. Sorry, getting the loss because Grasso beat her for the title. So I'm gonna go
Grasso. I'm gonna go O'Malley. I'm gonna go Lopez beats Ortega. I'm gonna go see these Rodriguez and Osborne, they're gonna throw heat, man. They were fucking talking a lot of trash at the press conference.
So wait a minute, my bad.
So I don't want to bet on either of those, but I would go Lopez over Ortega. I don't know who's the dog in that one. I'd go Grasso over Shevchenko. I don't know who's the dog in that one, and I go O'Malley over Dvalishvili. Sorry, I can't say your name that well, but because yeah, he's been clipped like Dvalishvili. Pardon me, I know I suck at pronouncing that name. He fucking gets clipped like every fight. Once a fight, I swear to God, he gets hit with something where you're like, oh shit. And you just can't do that with O'Malley. He'll take you out. I just think Shevchenko's past her time a bit, even though she's one of the GOATs. And then I just think Ortega as well. Like, he's not as fucking good as like where he's ranked and stuff, but he has beat really good guys. And I'm not shitting on him. I love T-City, but like his jiu-jitsu's phenomenal. But I think Lopez is just going to piece him up, I just see it being like a breakout moment for him. So, down below, let's see in the prelims here. I don't want to pick any of these. I don't know.
Yeah, so those are my picks. Just parlay those three if you're gonna bet those three main fights there. What about you, Chris Connors? Do you see O'Malley winning or what, or Grasso?
So
or...
I picked, and I'm gonna pull up my picks here. I picked Sean O'Malley over Merab Deshevali. I picked Alexa Grasso over Valentina Shevchenkov in the trilogy. It's right now 1-0-1. Last time it was a draw. This time I'm going with, hey, you know what? It's going to be a tad bit, more decisive. I think 36 years old in MMA is it's old for anybody just in general, but especially in MMA. I've got Lopez over Ortega. I got Zellhuber over Ribovics. I got Rodriguez over Osborne. Dumont over Aldana. Torres versus over Bahamondes, and Wagere over Souza.
Rodriguez and Osborne are both emotional as fuck, so I'm like, I don't want to pick that one. But I do like O'Day Osborne. I typically root for him. And then Ribovic is really good, but I just don't know enough about his opponent to fucking go pick either way. So, but yeah. So those would be my picks for that. I guess this fight's like these guys were rocking each other back and forth, and now they're just this whole third round they're pretty much like grappling each other up and surviving triangle chokes here. So anyways, let's dive into some sickos.
I want to talk about your brother from another mother. We got to talk about Ricky Gibson. We saw him on SmackDown. I know you watched it. And you love taking in,
yeah. You guys want to talk about SmackDown or what? I said we'd review it. There wasn't much to even review, really. I guess we could run it down quickly. But Cody Rhodes took on Solo Sikoa in a cage match, and it was pretty sweet. They have a new logo and everything like that. And SmackDown, I don't know, is looking pretty sweet. Here, let's pull up Bleacher Report and we'll share this tab. So let's talk about SmackDown quickly. They only had like 3 matches. So yeah, like Roman Reigns came back, did the save for Cody. They're gonna basically team up because in the main event they come back out and like Roman comes back out and so does Cody and so does the Bloodline, and then we get like a square off between fucking Jacob and Roman in the cage, but then Solo's like, not yet, and that was awesome. The whole crowd was hot and into it. And yeah, it was a great opening match. Good piece of business at the end. I believe there was a match with Michin actually as well. That match fell flat as shit. The finish to that, it was like Niven versus Michin. A-Town Down Under.
If you want, I can take it over. So then you had Michin.
What?
So you had Michin versus Piper Niven, which was basically Michin over Piper Niven, where it was a 2-minute match, and then all of a sudden, your gal.
You're like cutting out, dude.
Rob Van Dam, Vicky Guerrero, Gunther, and Lee Down Under versus Kevin Owens. And at first,
yeah. So, dude, you like cut out that whole.
I mean, here's a hairy guy, a little bit bald on the top.
Yo, you were like cut out for like a good chunk of that. I don't know if the audience.
And I can tell you were excited because you love.
Yeah, Chris is out. Okay, guys, here. Sorry, listen. So what it is Rob Van Dam was shown on camera, and everyone was. Do you guys hear me cutting out or what? As well, let me know in the chat if I'm cutting out too. But yeah, so basically they showed Rob Van Dam in the crowd. He was about to do the RVD thing, and they just panned away from him. They had like Farouk in the crowd, Vicky Guerrero throughout the night, etc., etc. But yeah, as I said before, Michin and Niven, that finish fell flat as fuck. And then A-Town Down Under, you had Kevin Owens versus Kevin Owens, and they were going to do like a tag match, and then Owens had like a mystery partner. Chris, hopefully you're back. I don't know, you were cutting out rank there.
I am back right now.
Oh, okay, good. Sorry. Yeah. So then Ricky came out, hairy guy, as Chris was saying. You guys, Chris cuts in and out. You just hear him like, hairy guy. I love it. No, I'm just kidding.
He reminds me of you. He had that big smile. He's ready for the moment. Kevin's going, yes, and it's Ricky. And the fans start cheering Ricky. And then like every little kid at Christmas who thinks Santa's going to come down the chimney but doesn't. What do you think happens? Oh, yes. Randy Orton makes it to the arena.
Yes.
Kevin stuns Ricky, sends him out. They beat up on A-Town Down Under.
And the crowd were just chanting for Ricky, Ricky, Ricky. And then so Kevin Owens stunners the guy. And then fucking Orton comes out and he just milks his entrance like the longest entrance ever on SmackDown, maybe. I'm not even kidding. Maybe Roman's had some longer ones, but and then Andrade and Carmelo Hayes had a banger in they have like a series going. They're both 2-2. So Andrade won, and it's like 3-2 now, and they're gonna keep going. One more. Whoever gets to 4, obviously it'll go to 7 matches. But yeah, the Ricky phenomenon. Everybody's down with Ricky. I'm down. I say bring him back. Maybe we have another James Ellsworth situation on our hands. Who knows?
But he's not. I mean, James Ellsworth looked like he belonged like the crowd rather than, the ring. I mean, you look at Ricky and he's like, okay, he's as built as the other two, as Grayson Waller. He's, the same size as Austin Theory. All right, so he's bald, and but he has hair in his back and his chest. I mean, he's a man's man. And since you love your sort of, I don't want to call them Isle of the Misfit toys, but you're underdogs. You love your Turbo Runners. You've declared them that they should win the AEW
Turbo Runners,
titles.
Guys. Chris, he always fucks up names, and it's the funniest.
What are they called?
The Outrunners,
or whatever.
Turbo Floyd. That was just hilarious, bro. That's all.
You love your Tonga Twins. You embrace them as the unofficial Tonga Twins fan club president. You want them to invade NXT and join the female bloodline 1.0. So that's what I thought. You need to adopt Ricky. Make it, Ricky can be. You could be the wise man to Ricky. That could be the angle where Ricky comes out and goes, I have signed a WWE contract, and this is my wise man. And out comes Phil Marks. You can get all, in your Grand Wizard outfit or your comedian. You can be the charisma that he needs. You can give Ricky a chance. So it's right now. We want Ricky. Give Ricky a chance. Hashtag on Twitter. Phil, I'm asking you. Are you going to help Ricky? Are you going to help We Want Ricky or give Ricky a shot?
I am going to. Well, I just said it. Yeah, maybe they have a James Ellsworth. Who knows? I don't know. I don't care. I thought it was just a funny spot. I didn't give a shit that much, dude. You ain't hype for $2. You ain't hype says, do you have Netflix? Asking for Raw and SD reviews. Yes, and not only do I have Netflix, but in Canada, WWE is going to be on. All of WWE stuff will be on Netflix. So I'll have everything just right on Netflix, and it'll be amazing, and I can't wait for it. And I'll start reviewing Raws and SmackDowns more. That my I don't know, I'm gonna have a lot of free time coming up here. So I will give you guys pods every day. I'm not kidding. I will jump on live don't be shocked if I just pop on to review shows after they go down or whatever, but right, so I'll give you more reviews again. I know you guys like those, and we haven't done one in a while, but I also haven't been dropping podcasts as frequently. We're at 51 live shows. Think about this, chat. There's 74 podcast episodes only. We've almost already caught up, because I've sort of slowed down on the podcasts as frequently, just because it's I pretty much am banging shit out during the live show, and then it's just easier to hop on, go live instead of record one and whatever. But yeah, don't worry. Way more content's coming in the immediate future. But yeah, what is Mox?
Hold on. I want to go back to this here because I was let down. I'm let down here a bit here, Phil. I'm very let down by you. I bring up a guy who looks like the part. He's a guy like you who wants his shot, and you go, whatever. But you bring up a Tonga Twins, and it's they are the next best thing. We're
I never said they're the next best thing.
To you talking about they need to sign They need to be part of Bloodline. They are the best.
No, I didn't say they need to. I just said they should and they could and I would do it if I had the book and I would fucking.
It's like they are basically to you like deep dish cheese pizza.
I don't like deep dish pizza, dude. That shit's nasty.
Right. It's like not only you can drink Beer Fest.
Okay, now we're talking.
So you have Tonga Twins. It's like I'm getting ready for them, and when bring up a guy like Ricky, who's like the average man who needs somebody like Phil Marks to get behind.
Bro,
like,
the only Ricky I give a fuck about is Ricky Starks, #free Ricky, and I don't know what the fuck you're even talking about, dude. At this point,
I'm talking about Kevin Owens' partner who we turned on in 20 seconds.
Who gives a shit? Fuck who was he? He was just some guy they fucking found, some local guy who didn't shave his back. It was all good. It was a good bit. I think I tweeted one thing. I was like, Ricky, send Ricky or something. I said, but either way, David Bixenspan, okay, comes out, and this is our sicko segment, by the way, guys. We're gonna so David Bixenspan says there is no better evidence that AEW is getting a show on Fox than the WWE PR plants of the last 24 hours. They are spooked. So I guess there's WWE plants saying no one's spooked if they get a TV deal on WWE Sloppy Seconds, dude. And then this is a hilarious Photoshop. Whoever did that is fucking genius. Here's Jimmy Corderas. Shout him out. Big fan. Yeah, I've DM'd with him a little bit. What the fuck? Is this guy serious? What does helping with his travel have to do with that shit you pulled? It's your fucking job. You handle travel for the talent. Hope you do that better than your in-ring work, not a high bar. Prick, move to a Hall of Famer. Own your shit instead of playing victim. So Corderas went off on Bryce Remsburg, who I'm like, dude, he's terrible. Now, I deleted my tweet being like, dude, Remsburg, you're so unlikable. But just because like I don't even actually know him like that, he's not even he's unlikable the way I see him as a ref. And then just this was cringe too. But again, it's like, I don't know. These people have professional relationships. We're talking about human beings here. So I was like, God damn, I don't want to just throw that out there, I guess, and just be rude directly to, I don't know. I have a heart, damn it. But Bryce is right, says Bryce Remsburg responds to Mark Henry. So we watched the video before, right? Remsburg pushes Perry's foot to kick out of the pin. Mark Henry goes, I'm not commenting, I'll be called a hater, which is funny and ironic because he's commenting anyways and he got called a hater anyways. Corderas is freaking out because Remsburg responds to Mark and goes, hey, Mark, this angle doesn't show exactly what happened. But yes, it does, Remsburg. Shut the fuck up. Like, so tired of these. No, dude, just count it as shoot or don't. But you were always so nice to me backstage at AEW, and I constantly helped you with your travel whenever I could. Bro.
You what?
Like, okay, you know? Okay, dude, like, what the fuck? Why would you bring that public? If you think something is wonky, feel free to reach out directly whenever. Why the fuck would you put out there, and I constantly helped you with your travel whenever I could? It's like, bro, you guys, they're just so, like, egotistical there, man. They just, we're flawless. Nothing can be critiqued. You know? It's so crazy, man. But yeah, shout out Jimmy Corderas, keeping it real and tried and true. So here, Duke is still going to come back on. I'm going to yell at him. This is going to happen this week. No, I'm not going to yell at him. I love Duke tremendously. That's going to happen this week, finally, and I have time open. So I know you guys have been waiting for that one, the Great Punk Debate. But Brad Becker, 83, shout out Brad Becker, tagged me in this and said, check this out. It's kind of crazy. Jobber Nation TV. So he's a troll account, Jobber. Everyone knows Jobber on Twitter, right? And he's a sicko. And he goes, AEW is way too sensitive. Jobber provides expert constructive criticism to the company, and instead of accepting it and using it as a way to improve, they lash out and accuse me of being negative. Whether it's Swerve, Dax, MJF, or King Ricochet, they get their feelings hurt too. And then Ricochet goes, no one gets their feelings hurt. Ha ha ha. You just suck. Right? So Ricochet responds to this guy. Right? And then there's more responses to the point where Jobber made like a whole fucking response video where is it? Right here. So we're not going to listen to this whole thing, but there's more too. Like they actually got into it a little bit. I just want to make sure I'm not overlooking it. There's so much in the sicko segment, guys. So here we'll find it because there Ricochet and him like went back and forth more, I believe, as well. Right here, yeah. So John Draper, shout out John Draper, says this dude thinks not liking something on a TV show that he's on means you're rude and sarcastic, and that it's just mean to say anything other than praise, and you must suck as a person for verbally expressing blah blah blah. Right, and so this guy goes, "You sounding really sensitive right now. He sucks because he doesn't agree with you." Wow. And then Ricochet goes, "No, he sucks because he is rude, sarcastic, and talks down to people because he knows over the internet there's no consequences." And it's like, okay, Ricochet's been going off since he left the Fed dog on X on people. It's pretty cringe. But here's the jobber's like response. So this is pretty, I thought this was pretty cringe too. It's epic that he just came out with this crazy rant, but I don't know. Let's hear this guy. You guys tell me if Jobber's a whack job or not.
Tweeting as I normally do. Tweeting criticisms of AEW, which was well deserved. And then I saw a tweet from Ricochet. Ricochet jumps on Jobber's tweet and he calls Jobber rude, sarcastic. I'm only doing this because I know there's no consequences. Ricochet, in case you don't know who I am, let me introduce myself. My name is Jobber. I am the reality check of the IWC. I am the voice of the IWC. I am one of the leaders of the IWC. My opinion in wrestling Twitter holds weight.
Jobber, come on the fucking show and cut a promo on whatever you want. This is hilarious. Okay? I will DM Jobber and I will ask him to come on this show, and I'm not kidding. This shit is hilarious, dude. I don't know. I'm not going to listen to the whole 6-minute rant, but he called out Bully Ray, all his haters. Bully Ray is not tagged. Hopefully I'm not blocked from Bully Ray or something like that. That would suck. But yeah, I don't know. Jobber's pretty goddamn funny. He's always out there trolling. I don't know. What do you guys think? So let's move along. We got so much sickos to get to. So let's scroll to the bottom. We're working our way up. We're going to skip the Fantastical Tales this week, I think, or this episode. Maybe we'll do one later. But JD from NY goes, I see Righteous Reg hasn't done his homework. Shame. Another paid AEW Fightful employee who gives absolutely no fair and balanced criticism of their product, crying about AEW not getting the Motor City Machine Guns and them going to developmental. So, guys, the Motor City Machine Guns are in WWE, and they're going to be the face of the NXT tag team division with the move to CW. And I think that's a great move. I think that's a wonderful move for them. But yeah, it's funny seeing JD call people out like this when people call JD out for this exact same shit. But AJ Styles himself said he wished he started in NXT. There are levels to the shit, and if AJ says it, you best believe it's the right move. Obviously. I mean, come on. But yeah, let's look at the news here. So this Righteous Reg guy goes 41 and 42 years old, respectively. Their style is mimicked in tag team wrestling in every promotion across the world. They define tag team wrestling for this generation. So yeah, send these guys to development. Yeah, you dumb fuck, because then now they're going to teach that to all of the young talent coming up and all the NIL talent and all of this new generation of tag wrestlers. It's so fucking stupid. But yes, a huge focus on tag wrestling in WWE going forward. I know Chris Connors doesn't like to accept that, and he just likes to try and knock the Tonga twins for whatever reason. But tag wrestling, there's a big focus on it in WWE.
Not, you know, like unlike you, I'm like, okay, we need more seasoning. And you're like, no, we're ready for NXT. Like, oh, that's a whole different story.
I literally said they need more seasoning. I literally said put them on level up.
Seasoning is in stuff before
put them on
NXT.
level up.
NXT is now becoming like a finished. I'm not
they still do. They still do shows in front of like 30 people in NXT. But yeah, we don't need to hear AJ Styles quote, or yes, we can. That's what the show is all about. Let's hear it. Let's hear what he had to say about it.
I know that I didn't go through NXT. I understand that. But the learning curve is very steep, and you better learn very quickly if you're able to bypass NXT. That's why it's so important. I've said this to Triple H that they need to go to NXT. There's so much that goes on to just the camera and the way it's directed at you that I didn't learn anywhere else, that they want it done a certain way. And you can only learn that either as soon as they throw you in the fire and it's sink or swim in the WWE main roster, or you go into NXT and you learn, and then you quickly move your way up to the main event. So I think that well, basically what I'm trying to say, I think that everyone needs to go through NXT. And I'm saying this, not going through it. I know, guys, but if you knew how quickly I had to learn once I got there, how important things are to the big man, is it a little stressful? Absolutely. But there was something that I needed to learn very quickly, and I couldn't be asked twice to learn it. It was one time. That's it. Luckily, I was able to, like I said, learn very quickly, but it's very stressful for someone who may have never been.
So right there, AJ's one of the fucking goats. What more needs to be said? JD from NY saying some facts. I know it makes people mad, but it's the truth. So Meltzer said what? Posted something not Meltzer related, and I thought this was hilarious. So I prayed for this, and it happened. So Wrestle Ops. Mercedes Moné shares mixed emotions on extreme violence in wrestling. All Out was extremely violent, and honestly, Daniel Bryan's stuff was tougher to watch. I have mixed emotions. When done right, that kind of stuff can tear a roof off like Daniel's did. However, I wouldn't want my kids or whatever the fuck she says. I wouldn't want whatever to watch it. Right? And then, yeah, here's AIR Gold Duck. Again, taking a giant L. Do you like stories that make you and your kids uncomfortable? Do you like seeing hard-hitting women? Do you like seeing flippy shit? Do you like real glass? No? Okay, fuck off. AEW isn't for you. And then literally after, Mercedes is saying something like, I wouldn't want kids to see it or whatever. And, yeah, they're just going to all eat their own. They don't understand, like, it's these fans, these cultist motherfuckers defending this shit that are, like, that keep Tony Khan thinking that what he's doing is right. And I don't know. It's just not. It's been bad. And I'm the biggest AEW fucking mark, especially at the beginning. If I had my pod at the beginning, you guys would accuse me of being paid for sure, because I was blowing it so hard. Like, Dynamite could not miss for me every Wednesday. Now I still don't miss it, but it's, I don't know. It's just not what it was. You guys already know. But yeah, the stands are all going to eat each other. Meltzer said what? Here's a hilarious video of, well, let's just watch. Someone calls Nicki Minaj Hulk Hogan. I thought this shit was hilarious.
Who you calling Hulk Hogan? Motherfucker, fuck. You know what? Blocking your ass, motherfucker. Blocking your ass. Hulk Hogan. Oh, hunty. Hulk Hogan.
Bro, that's hilarious.
Hulk blocking.
You're enjoying this way too much.
I'm talking about Hulk Hogan. Who you calling Hulk Hogan?
That's hilarious, yo. Hulk Hogan. Yeah, Savage Wrestling Podcast for $2 says, yeah. Yeah, dude. LA Knight came out on SmackDown as well, cut a fiery ass promo with everybody saying LA Knight. Yeah. Thanks for tuning in, buddy. I'm going to come to your show next week, okay? Savage Wrestling Podcast. So make sure you guys tune into that. Hulk Hogan. That shit is fucking hilarious. Remove that one. We already talked about it. So this is funny because the Outrunners get a big pop and they're selling tons of merch and all that. And then this guy, WWE Botched, tweets out, AEW doesn't make stars. But like, here's the thing. They didn't make the Outrunners. First off, the Outrunners, I don't even want to, like, this isn't me knocking them. You guys know I love them. They're not like stars. You can't really quantify them as like, you know, they're not television stars. They're not like big draws, maybe, or maybe they are starting to become that, whatever. But AEW didn't make them that. They were doing this. They were already over in OVW everywhere. Maybe, I guess, if you want to say out of the two companies, sure. And I don't know. I'm just glad that they're selling tons of merch and that they're getting shine. But AEW doesn't make stars. No, they literally, these Outrunners fell into their lap, and Tony won't pull the trigger on them when he should. That's what's going to happen. He won't actually do anything with them. He won't position them in a good storyline or anything. This wrestling blog guy responded. I thought this popped me so hard. So AEW tweets out, due to the graphic nature of the attack on Danielson, we will not be sharing the footage. AEW does not condone such actions. So they're doing like a work shoot, you know, the plastic bag over the head. Wrestling blog quote tweets them and goes, well, this didn't age so well. And then like a minute later, motherfucker AEW blocked them. So like they're just blocking people. Like now, whatever this wrestling blog is, they're gonna hate AEW for fucking ever, you know. So it's just crazy they would block someone who's a potential like customer or someone who'd potentially cover them or whatever. Like the whole company. Like I don't think WWE blocks anyone. You know what I mean? There's people like tweeting crazy shit to them all the time, and I don't think they block anyone. Oh, sorry, Chris Connor. What's up, buddy? I didn't realize you fell out there again.
No worries. I do want to push back on something here. When people go, AEW doesn't, create stars, they don't. I mean, there's nobody on that company.
Yeah,
and
they don't.
Even WWE has only, like, I'd say 4 or 5 stars. As in, they can go, they can make money, they can draw. You can put them in with anybody, and they will sell. I'm sorry, people. I mean, I blame the IWC because it's like, do you understand what a star is? A star is somebody who can literally go in there. You can put him in there with Ricky or Ellsworth or anybody, and people will still tune in.
Yeah.
You can put him with the Tonka Twins, and they will still draw money because people need to see them.
Right.
There's nobody on AEW who is that. Even like people's stars have gone to die in AEW.
Well, Merge for $2 says, Phil, you know what TK is? He's a liar.
Liar! Tell us what you know, you goddamn liar!
Liar! Thank you so much for the super chat. Yeah, he is. He definitely is. So I'm interested in seeing. So guys, the Sphere so far, they haven't done anything too crazy with it in the UFC production, but like it is changing. Like each fight, it's like a different stage of like, I don't know. It's apparently Dana White said that it goes through the history of like time, like into the future. So the very first shit was like literally was just like black and red, whatever. And then the next shit, it was sort of, it evolved into like the next fight was like, I don't know, these golden arches sort of or something. I don't even know. I'm going to try and pay attention to it. And when they're doing crazy shit with the Sphere, I'm going to be watching. And imagine this. Imagine you're at the Sphere. The Undertaker makes an entrance and the whole thing is like you're in a fucking graveyard or something. I don't know. Like, obviously they have it down way better, but Nick Khan's there scouting. They're all there. It's the same company, goddammit, but they're there, I know, looking for like what they can do with a WrestleMania. And just imagine that. Like it's a match is going on, but there's like an atmosphere around you, or you know what I mean? Apparently there's like a series of movies tonight, and each fight is its own movie, and like the fight takes place like in this world. I don't know how it's gonna look at home on TV. It might look dumb as fuck for us, like watching at home, but at the Sphere, I'm sure it's spectacular, and it's looked cool already. Like just the vibe of it is cool. If there was a Mania in there, it would be, people would be like, I don't know, the audience doesn't look as big as obviously like you have a stadium or an arena or whatever, you know, with no roof on it, and it just looks packed to the gills. This building doesn't look like that, you know? So maybe, I don't know if people would hate on it for that reason, but they could definitely pull it off and it would look cool. And yeah, they just set up the hard cam side on that side. Or like, how would they do it though? Yeah, see, where would the hard cam side be? Looking at the layout of it all, like in front of the screens, you can't do that because that's like the show. So I don't know. We're gonna scout it out and see if we get any insight as time goes on. But anyways, though, John Draper again makes the show and goes, please be a real tweet, please be a real tweet. And let's see. So AEW Neckbeards tweets out big business in Lexington. And this guy, Heel Josh, says there's literally a killer on the loose in Lexington. People are even shocked that the show was ran. But of course, you kids don't do your research and will just blame anything on what you want it to be. Now, that's projection of the highest order right there. He's literally blaming it on this serial killer thing. Tickets were selling months in advance. And also, why is it the same amount of people that fucking show up to every AEW show, you know? I literally have a viewer who didn't go because of it. Now he has a show. Oh, I didn't go because there's a serial killer. I don't know, man. Seems like more excuses. Like, it's always some outlandish, crazy fucking excuse, and that's hilarious to me. Next, they'll be saying there's a fucking Bigfoot out there or something. And they oh, you guys didn't hear? There's a chupacabra on the loose, and that's why. Oh my god. Too funny. They need help though, seriously. So Bix again making the show as well. So Meltzer said, what goes, hi, David Bix. Remember when you tried to litigate Eric Bischoff over no charges being pressed over a vehicular assault? Remember when you thought WWE was risking an in-ring death by letting Edge wrestle again? Jesus. So Bix and Span said, should we peace out before the dumbest people on Twitter try to litigate the most sanded down chair in wrestling history? Again, just defending these sanded down chairs. It's the goofiest, dumbest shit I've ever heard or seen. But then this is Bix back in the day in 2019 going, WWE risking an in-ring death to satisfy their dictatorial benefactors is going to be fascinating to watch, especially if it's Edge versus not Yokozuna or something like that. And now look at Edge, man, jumping off cages, breaking tibias. And this guy, of course, like, you know, I don't know, Mitsuharu Misawa is his name in that picture. I'm not sure what he's referring to, but yeah, just hilarious that he's like defending the sanded down chair. It never fails, man. Good for me, not for thee. That's the mantra of the fucking of the sickos in the IWC. And yeah, I guess there was a full trial of Eric Bischoff. Here, let's listen to this. It's a minute long. I guess this is Bix or Meltzer interviews Eric Bischoff. Okay, let's hear this. I guess this could be funny. I didn't actually listen to this.
I mean, you know, it just seems too unrealistic even for wrestling that someone could hit someone with a car and there will be no charges pressed.
I'm not sure if you're. How old are you, by the way?
Why do I have to tell you that?
Well, you don't have to tell me. I won't take you to court if you don't tell me.
I'm just saying that.
No. Answer the question. How old are you?
I'm a teenager. I'm 15.
Okay. When we produce a show, we're producing a show to create emotion. We're not producing a show to create a format that would stand up under the scrutiny of a judge. There's a lot of things that we do that in real life would never be able to play out. There's a lot of things that the WWF does that in real life, if you put that real analytical, magnifying glass over every single thing that you do, you wouldn't do anything. And the things that you would do would be pretty boring when you really get down to it.
True, but wrestlers have been arrested on Nitro before, and it was for petty things like powerbombing people.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, look, you've got a point. When we laid out the show, we lay out a show to create emotion, to create controversy. I did what I did because I wanted people to hate my guts for doing it. And the fact that I gloated about doing it, I think, probably got the reaction that we wanted to get out of the audience. And that's why we did it.
Now, is there a more logical approach? There probably is. Is there an approach that would, play out in court? There probably is.
Was that Bischoff arguing with Bix or what? That's crazy. Oh shoot, we got super chats. El Guapo Diablo for $2 says off topic, but I hate LA Knight's finisher. Yeah. I love it, dude.
Dummy,
so
yeah.
You get a
Dummy,
fucking...
yeah.
No, I love you, dude, but yeah, I like the BFT. It's an awesome finish, in my opinion. I don't know. What's the sitch? For $4.99 says, yeah, I'm kind of worried about Nigel versus Bryan. I didn't know he had hepatitis, and I hate to spread stigma about body fluids. Could be contagious with Hep B. Yeah, and he took this big stance against bleeding in wrestling, and it's this big deal and blah blah blah. And then for him to just be down with AEW is kind of funny all this time later. Not funny, I guess, but just sort of I don't know. Money makes the world go round, I guess. Makes people, tuck away some of their fucking strong stances, But yeah, I don't know. I hope he's okay, and hopefully they just don't bleed all over each other, But I'm super down with him coming back to the ring for a one-off, but it's just silly how, he's just fighting Danielson. Does he get a world title shot or something? I don't know. But
Acknowledge me.
And then Pete in Texas, good to see you, buddy. Did you notice Kendrick Lamar didn't crater AEW ratings on the VMAs like he did Juneteenth? Yeah, exactly, because that was a fucking made-up story. That was an excuse. Exactly. The VMAs had everyone, too. Post Malone, Eminem, all of the all the good artists the kids are listening to these days. Sorry, guys. I'm doing something over here. But yeah, so the VMAs, did they affect AEW? I don't fucking know. I'm surprised that wasn't used as an excuse. Everyone's mad also about the Meg the Stallion song for SmackDown when we talked about SmackDown earlier. I'm not mad about it. It kind of feels cool on a Friday night. It's just a cool vibe. I don't really care. They've had some bad songs over the years, some good ones. It's cool that they have a real song. I feel like that's a cool thing. And I don't know. I'm not all triggered about it, but a lot of people are fucking mad about that new theme song, Meg the Stallion. But yeah, I don't know what's going on here, Pete in Texas. Maybe you can let me know. It's Bix arguing with fucking Bischoff. Let's listen to the end of this.
But, that's not what we're doing here. We're creating emotion. We're creating entertainment. And sometimes we do it from, a very logical point of view, and sometimes we do things that in real life would never happen. But that's why we're television, and that's why it's entertainment.
You're the last person to talk about logic, though.
I'm sorry?
I mean, you're the kind of the last person to talk about logic, though, because you did push the Giants off the roof. You had that angle.
You did push the giant off the roof. Oh my god, that shit is hilarious. So moving along here, what else do we got? We got time.
I mean, it just seems too.
Sorry, guys. Raven. Oh yeah. So here's everyone's trying to compare Jack Perry, Andrew Baydala. Still want to argue with me that Perry doesn't continue to draw parallels to Raven. Yeah, he dresses like him and does his fucking taunt. That's not. I don't know. I just think that's stupid, man. That doesn't draw parallels to Raven to anybody other than, he's just cosplaying his fucking, doing his mannerisms or whatever in a cringe way. To me, that's not, it doesn't emulate him, or maybe he's emulating him, but it doesn't give off Raven vibes whatsoever. So I just think that's cringe. But, this person, are you kidding me? The virtue signaling for AEW continues. I don't know. Is that virtue signaling? Does that quantify as virtue signaling? I'm not sure if that does, but either way. And then, yeah, people were just roasting him. John Draper says, Raven had charisma and ECW was a huge part in the interest and success in getting attention for the company and making it more popular with new fans. Jungle Boy has zero charisma and a huge part as the reason why people are not as interested in attending or viewing anymore. Exactly. He makes people shut the fucking show off. Here's Jimmy Van, the founder of Fightful, says, seeing a lot of discourse about how AEW All Out was too violent. Look, I grew up watching Abdullah versus Brody and Piper versus Valentine and Magnum TA versus Tully. Those feuds became classics, and All Out was no more violent than any of it. That's up for debate. I don't know. But yeah, you can't. The outrage for it being too violent are from people who just don't like AEW. You know what I mean? The sickos love that shit. So, like, what are you going to argue with it? It is what it is. They like what they like, and they're going to cater to what they want to cater to. But, too violent, I guess that's subjective. I thought it was too much. Hypodermic needles and shit. But, yeah, so Ricochet and Jobber, you guys were burying Jobber in the chat. He can come on the show anytime he wants. But AEW Defender goes, I don't want my kids seeing what Hangman and Swerve did last night. Then go back to showing your kids that fighting over worthless possessions like a bracelet is the right thing to do. Like, dude,
God, these guys, they drive me crazy.
I know. It's just such mental. It's like, bro, that is nuts, man. That would be his cope. And, like, I don't know, dude. It's completely like these people don't have kids. They don't have any people who love them. No one's given them anything sentimental in their life. They don't have, I don't know. You can just tell. It's gotta be lonely, as Kanye West would say. So lonely, just kidding. But yeah, dude, it's just like, damn, I can't even fathom, like, I don't know. And even Mercedes Moné was like, I wouldn't want kids to see this. And then boom, this guy's saying this. And it's like, y'all don't align with what the wrestlers want. Like, they don't, man, I'm telling you, AEW wrestlers don't like these accounts just as much as we don't too. They fucking don't like them. Like, I know they don't. But yeah, those people drive me nuts. Chris Connor, what do you think about AEW Defender's little quip there?
I don't get these fans. I mean, you say you want. All I hear from AEW fans, oh, this is real wrestling. This is real pro wrestling. Well, last time I checked, real pro wrestling wasn't guys drinking each other people's blood, burning down houses, syringes. Like, do you want real pro wrestling, or do you want just XPW without the sex?
XPW without the sex. Guys, are we at 100 likes yet? I haven't even been checking. We've had well over 200 watching all night. We're at 81 likes. You stingy bastards. Please and thank you. Put your finger on them. Sorry, guys, I'm watching a fight here. Sorry, whether you're looking at the screen. Use your goddamn mouse or finger. Click it. Click the like, please. I don't know. I'm hungover a little bit from yesterday, and we're watching UFC here. And please click that like, and let's get up to 100 likes, and I'll stop asking you. Yes, and there's a giveaway too for Survivor Series for PWT members. George is saying yes, so that too. It's going to be a big one. That's coming in November. And I can't wait for it. And yeah, sorry, Chad, I'm not all over it because I am reading lots and staring at my screen so much. So I'm super sorry if I'm not showing every member chat here. I'll try and show some. Love you guys so much. Everyone go and hit that like, or you're haters. Period. Point blank. So these same guys, and here's this heel Josh guy again. But they go, the people who stayed home because of the serial killer increased the TV viewership for AEW.
You what?
It's like, what, dude? Because they had like 700,000 watching, which is funny. It fluctuates that 100,000. And it's funny seeing people like jump all over the 700,000, like, oh, still no milli and shit. It's like, yeah, we know they're not able to get a milli this whole time, bro. They need CM Punk. They need a CM Punk return to do that, at this point. Like, it's been years already. We know. So yeah, 700, I guess they consider good now. I don't know. Number 2 in the world, I guess, still. Moving along, I will never underestimate the stupidity of internet wrestling fans. Ricky Morton goes, stop headshots with steel chairs. Ricky Morton saying at the GOAT. One of the GOATs. This guy here goes, shouldn't a vet like you know when a chair's clearly rigged, gimmicked? Ricky Morton's probably sitting there like, bro, we didn't rig or gimmick chairs, you
fucking mark. Another one. And if you're not sure, maybe ask someone who would know before you use your platform to send unnecessary hate to another wrestling company employing wrestlers. Maybe protect the business a bit more, Ricky. Look at these elitist, schmarmy, fucking cultist, gatekeeper douchebags, and this is what my goal is we're converting these people back into normal people, and we're shutting them the fuck down. Enough of this. Enough going at Ricky Morton, bro. Shut the fuck up. A shaved chair. You don't understand CT, bro. It's crazy. These sickos think this because of Meltzer, because of the fucking Shillington saying what AEW's doing is okay while it's slowly dying, you know? We cannot stand for it, folks. We cannot stand for it, chat. With our flutes, we play together. We stand strong. But yeah, I don't know, dude. This guy got his fucking brain shaved down clearly when he was a kid, because to even say that to Ricky Morton is just ridiculous. Speaking of ridiculous, though, there's ridiculous people on the other side too. And, you know, here is these people who are trying to cancel AEW. And this, I quote tweeted this laughing at this guy trying to cancel AEW. And then Covalent TV blocked me for quote tweeting him and like laughing at this mark trying to cancel AEW. This guy fucking, you know, blocks me. So I have no idea what happened there. There was a nice TKO just happened in UFC just now. But yeah, here's some fucking mark who wants to cancel AEW, which this is super cringe too.
Hi everyone, it's me, La Parka. I am a former reformed chair swinging freak, so I know a little thing or two about the violence that was carried.
This has to be a troll.
Out on Saturday night, and I think it must be stopped. And I think I speak for everyone. Isaiah Scott, Daniel Bryan. It's time to come home. It's time to come home. Hi, everyone.
I don't know, dude. That's I don't know what this guy's deal is, but I like the gimmick. I like it. Let's keep it right over here. I like what this kid's doing. Because if he's trolling, I'm going to be following it forever. Yeah, that was an amazing finish there. So, a live look at I Am Chelsea Green, cooking Austin Epperly, send this guy back to the minor leagues. And so this guy goes, Chelsea Green is Monet. And this guy goes, the Mercedes hate is so funny. Only women in WWE now better than her is Rhea. They love to hate on women who voice their opinion. Chelsea is trash compared to her. Chelsea, to me, is top in the world, number one, like all around. She's like top fucking three. Like, to me, if I'm making a wrestling company, she's like the first person I'm signing. Like besides my stars, right? Like, okay, you got your top tippy top people. Who's like a player who can just a position player in your women's division? I'm signing Chelsea Green. You know what I mean?
All right, so let me ask you this: where do you rank her for WWE women's division?
To me, dude, she's like a top 5 in all of wrestling, all of the world of wrestling, because she can work heel, work face, great promo, can work a long match, a short match, work Julia at the drop of a dime, do a tag, do singles. She can do character work. She can be just like a serious wrestler. She can do crazy spots when you need her to. She'll dive off a ladder. She works safe. Yeah.
I like her, but I would not call her top 5 in the world. I don't even think she's top 10 in WWE.
Derek H for $5 says Tony Khan is Peter Pan and has turned AEW into Neverland, where old wrestlers can come and relive their indie childhoods. Nobody grows up.
You fucking mark! The best guys, Tony Khan.
This is great.
Yeah, pretty much nailed it on the head, dude. It's just a playground. We know. But yeah, Chris agrees with me, chat. What do you think? What do you think, Derek H? Let me throw one back at you, bruv. What do you think about Chelsea Green? Top 5, top 10 in the world, or what? I put her like top 5.
I wouldn't, not even top 20.
Damn, that's crazy.
Look, I like her. She's very good, but I mean, if WWE had to do their draft, I mean, I could name you 15 people they take over her right now on the main roster.
So like, let's say you were doing a draft right now. You have to pick, let's say they say it takes 6 women to build a division, or it takes 6 people to build one division, and then like
Okay.
4 or 5 or 6 tag teams to build a division. So,
Okay.
and that's like being big about it. So let's say you have to pick 6 women. Who are
Okay.
you picking right now? You're drafting to Raw. Who are you picking your top 6 women? Who are you going to build your promotion around, let's say?
Rhea Ripley, Bianca
Yeah.
Belair,
Yeah.
Bailey, Tiffany Stratton.
Yep.
I'd go. So here's one of my surprises. I keep even saying this year, but I'd go Liv Morgan, and I'd go. We don't talk enough about her. But I'd go Zoe Stark.
Yeah, I guess but like you do need a jobber. You need like the white meat baby face person who can lose. But so that would be to me. I
That would
almost
be Liv
agree.
Morgan. Liv Morgan was a wonderful baby face at one point. I mean,
Yeah.
people forget. I mean, it was she became a heel, but I mean, for a long time she was the white meat baby face who was adorable, but everybody wanted to like. And if you really need that, Zelina Vega. Zelina Vega does not get enough credit. And we haven't even mentioned Jade Cargill, who she is a star. I mean, I like Chelsea Green a lot, but Chelsea Green doesn't scream star, right? I mean, Jade Cargill.
I disagree. I think Chelsea Green screams star. I put a poll in the chat: is Chelsea Green top 5 women's wrestlers in the world? You guys can go ahead and vote on that. Here's the thing: you have to understand, you need someone too, like a Chelsea Green who can, but you already said that you would have Zoe and Liv in that position. So, and that's that's all.
And even Zelina Vega.
Exactly. And she's great too. Yeah. That's where subjectivity comes into it. I agree with you about almost your whole thing. I would take, if I had to pick 6, I would go Rhea.
And we haven't even mentioned Charlotte Flair yet.
Right. Exactly. I would take Rhea right now. If I was going to do 6, I would go Rhea, Bianca.
Yep.
I would have Jade Cargill.
Okay.
I would have Charlotte Flair.
Okay.
And then I would have Chelsea Green. And I have to think about who would be that last.
So you're taking over Tiffany Stratton.
Tiffy, that's my last girl right there. That's exactly it. Yeah.
You're taking her over Bailey.
Yes, I'm taking. That's who I'm taking. Oh, I'm taking all of them over Bailey.
You're taking over Becky Lynch.
Tiffy and Chelsea and them. If this is a new Fed, we're talking, right? So we're talking like everyone's on equal footing. Let's say like Becky's not the fucking draw she is right now, because that's unfair to do, right? Like, let's just talk. You're building your own Fed. Well, I know you're laughing, but it's like, like if we're just starting from ground zero. Like if you want to talk about, oh yeah, who are you going to build? You could start a wrestling company. I'm going Rhea, Bianca, Becky, fucking Mercedes. I'm doing all the top fucking the ones with the most stands. Liv, like I'm taking them too. But if we're just talking like ground zero, everyone's got to start with just like their skills. You're building a promotion. Who the fuck are you building your promotion around?
You know what? We even mentioned
I'm using Chelsea Green as like my mid to top lower. Like she can do it all. She can, as a position player, she can lose. She can have good matches with the mid to top people. Eventually get in title contention. Maybe even win a strap one day. But she's just there to basically shine everyone up and like she's like a looming threat. Not a looming threat. I mean, she's like somebody who can win. Can pull off wins, sort of what she's doing in WWE now. That's how I'd use her. Like I just see her as the perfect, and she just sells so good, man. She makes everyone look so good.
But is there anybody who doesn't love WWE women's roster? I mean, is there anybody?
Yeah. Like I don't think like there's some women who aren't that like who get a lot of TV time. Like Maxine Dupree, bro, fucking draw like.
Oh come on! Now you're bringing the one person who is basically started as
I know, but she brings in social media views and all that type of shit. Like people love her. She's like in the fashion world and all that shit. And what I'm saying is like I'm not going to bring her in based off of like just her skill alone. You know what I mean? Like Chelsea's way better than her. Yeah, Liv Morgan's work isn't the best, she's won me over more recently. I don't know. I think Tiffy cuts better promos than Bailey. I think a lot of people cut better promos than Bailey.
So I wouldn't take her, honestly. I know she's awesome. I'd have her as a coach, but if I could only pick 6, Bailey, I don't think makes my 6 for how I would be building my thing. Because you need a monster heel, you need a clear baby face, a clear heel as well that are top guys that isn't the monster heel. You need another baby face in there. You need someone who can switch back and forth. You need a jobber. That's the way I look at it. Like someone who can win.
No, you really don't
fight
need a jobber. I mean, because that's what you can bring up, underlings for it. I like Chelsea Green. I just look at her and go, okay, she's good but not great. There's nothing you look at her and go, man, she has
Chelsea.
star
What do you mean? I disagree with you, man. I think that's why she works, and they're so invested in her. She's on every WWE TV show. She's on NXT, SmackDown, Raw every single week.
Yes, because she is a jack of all trades.
Bro? Because she exactly, and she looks. First off, she is a fucking dime to dime. That's got to be said. She is fine as wine, dude, and that's one thing. Secondly, she's exactly like you said, man. She can babyface, heel. She's a position player.
We haven't seen her as a babyface.
To me, she screams like a star, man. She to me, she looks like a star. The second they decide to go, we're going to push her to the moon, they can give her that run and it works.
So
man.
why haven't you pushed
you
her to the moon yet?
Because she's good at what she does now, bro. Not everyone can get pushed. Not everybody gets a turn. This isn't fucking All Friends wrestling.
No, but if she was,
and everyone gets a participation trophy.
I understand
not
that.
Every
If they viewed her as a star, they'd push her as a star. I mean, that's
bro. No. Here's the thing, though. People in WWE are stars in different ways too, man. Like,
no. Don't be an AEW guy. Like,
I'm not, bro. She's one of their stars. You can't tell me when Chelsea Green.
She's an excellent performer, but she's not a star. Please, I hate when people say.
I don't know. I think everyone in WWE right now, main roster, you could say is like star level right now. If you're featured, it's so hot right now, dude.
Stop.
Yes, man.
Stop.
And they have people that represent everywhere.
You know what? You're as Duke Loves Rass would say, you're getting ridiculous. Everybody can't be a star. You could replace Chelsea Green, and I don't think you could just replace her in a heartbeat. You could do that with, I would even argue, Liv Morgan.
Sure. But they
stars are people you can't replace. Like Cody Rhodes is a star. You can't replace.
Okay, sure. Okay, so I guess we didn't define what star meant. Like, I guess, because we're talking like, okay, Roman's a star, but like that dude's a fucking superstar, like he's a super duper star, bro, to me. So like, yeah, she's not that level, but okay, if you want to define stars and like superstar, like they're all called superstars. To me, it's just if you're featured on WWE programming right now with the business they're doing, you're fucking killing it, in my opinion. And she's featured on every fucking show, So to me, it's like, yeah, that's. We can't say she's not a draw. We can't say there's no evidence to prove that she isn't a part of all these sellouts.
I was thinking about this.
So
she's become the Natalia Neidhart. She is somebody who is dependable.
I guess D Jones, man. She's like, she can job, but she might win, and she pulls off a win. She could get the tag belts, but she'll probably just lose. And
right now, I'll be honest. If you were, let's say you're Triple H, and Tony Khan goes, "Hey, I want Chelsea Green. I'll trade you Mariah May." Do you say no, or do you go hell yes, and you run over?
I'm sorry. What did you just ask me? Repeat that.
If you were, let's say you're Triple H, and Tony Khan goes to you, "Hey, I will trade you Mariah May for Chelsea Green." Would you say no, or would you say yes?
Mariah May for Chelsea Green. I would keep. Okay, well, hold on. Here's the thing, though, is that how old is Chelsea Green? And I'm not going to do the ages thing here, but how old is Chelsea? Because like Mariah May's really young. So like if you're talking right now, who would I pick? I'm picking Chelsea Green hands down. But Mariah May, though, if I'm running a business, though, I probably lean towards Mariah May because she's probably cheaper and you get way more years out of her. So that's me as a businessman.
I got two answers. I hate
as a fantasy booker, I'm taking Chelsea Green all day. As a guy who, if I was running the WWE and they were like, and I would have to factor in finances and everything, I'm going Mariah May, actually. So, yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. I guess Mariah May, but
yes,
but, yeah.
I get it. You're a Chelsea Green fan. That's like me. I was a Tim Tebow
That's
fan.
What we're talking about.
But you know, I'm being logical here. It's like I look at Mariah May.
Well, it's subjective, dude. I put her over as
to me, I think Chelsea's top 5,
Yes.
like all around, dude, in the world.
But I
In
look at
women's pro
how
wrestling.
this is. I remember speaking to somebody who's not even one of us. He is in the boxing MMA world. He looks at people because he goes, okay, can this person sell? Can this person market? He looked at Mariah May, went, she is a star. She is somebody who you can literally take anywhere in the world, and people.
Okay, but if we're being technical, she's not a star though, bro, because you're saying you can take her anywhere in the world, but they're doing, since she's been in AEW, they've done their record worst business ever. So no, I disagree. I disagree with that. Like Mariah May, listen, Mariah May to me,
because you keep interrupting me here. So
well,
let
here's
me
the thing,
finish.
dude. You're saying some boxing guy. Well, who is it? You know, like I don't fucking here. Like that doesn't. Here's the thing. Mariah May doesn't have star aura like Julia even. Like fucking to me, like Mariah May walks in a room, there's a million girls, if you go on Instagram, that look just like Mariah May. You look at someone like Julia and no one looks like her. She looks so unique, you know, like that. So to me, I don't know, man. I think I don't think Mariah May's like,
So let me get back to this here.
Yeah.
Before she has a look, she can talk, she has persona. She's just stuck in basically hell. But you look at what she has done in such a quick time. And she has already gone from like she just started out in AEW, and within a year, world champion, one of a few gimmicks you and I can both agree, is must see TV. Who just screams like
who
star power? Mariah May.
No, it's not must see, bro. No, Mina Shirakawa, or what was her name?
Oh,
Yeah,
God.
Mina was Mina was the reason everyone was like, oh my God, Mina and Mariah. Like people are more excited for Mina coming back to America now than like honestly, because like what has AEW done? Mariah May just won their title, and now it's like nothing. It's just a nothing burger story, and no one's tuning in. They're doing their worst numbers
because they're not. That's not her fault. But you basically have Tony Khan running this.
Now
ground.
You're pulling an AEW fan. Oh, it's
no,
not
I am not
fault.
pulling. It's like, hey, let's have Mariah May wrestle. No, we're just gonna have her come out, tease, and go back in all 30 seconds. I mean. Literally, you could have written this better, stoned on pot, having a couple beers, eating like hoagies. You could have come up with something better than what Tony Khan is doing.
I could, bro. I'm 100% more creative than Tony Khan. I agree. Yes, I'd easily. But yeah, I don't think Mariah May, and I'm not trying to like hate on people's looks and shit either. I'm not saying no. I love the HLA, yeah. But what I am saying, and thank. But what I am saying is that, like, to me, Mariah May don't got that aura like that. She's hot as fuck, but I don't think she had, like, to me, like someone like Julia. I would take Julia over either of them too, if you want to break it down here. But I'm just saying, I don't know. I think Chelsea Green, if I'm building a Fed, Chelsea over Mariah, in my opinion, I would draft 100%. But I guess, but that's if I had Tony Khan money to spend. If I had to nickel and dime and I had to mind the P's and Q's, I would definitely probably sign Mariah for the longevity. I could probably get her for longer for cheaper, so I don't know, but that's not always the right move either. Sometimes you got to invest in something good. So I don't know. It's just my opinion. I love Chelsea Green, but yeah, this guy goes, she's trash. And then she goes, unfollow me, Austin. And then this creep follows it up and goes, sorry, I don't mean to call this guy a creep, but he's like, sorry, princess, it's going to be all right. Like, yeah, don't call her princess, you fucking weirdo. And he deleted it. But, like, dude, you don't know her. Don't call her princess. That's weird. But here's Brody King. Like, Glenn Gilberti's going. So Disco Inferno says, nobody in the decision-making... Sorry, I don't mean to... Nobody in the decision-making process thought suffocating someone was a bad idea to be included into professional wrestling programming. And needless to, what audience was this directed to? And Brody King... quote tweets it and goes, the sickos, bitch. So Jimmy again.
Another
Jimmy
guy
Dan.
who loves getting hugs from Tony Khan.
Still seeing, so this guy goes, still seeing a lot of discourse about the AEW attendance numbers, but the reality is, even with popularity down today versus a couple of years ago, they are going to sign the biggest TV rights deal in their existence, which will make them profitable. That's not true unless it's more than 150 million, and even then we don't know that if that's profitable, but and subsequently very successful. Doesn't mean that it doesn't mean they're very successful. I don't know why these people just say stuff like this. Speaking of Julia Gulia, just a heads up, wrestling fans, this account is run by Coke Ibushi. Now, guys, this Dark Pro Wrestleru Flosion account has had me blocked forever. Okay, forever, out of nowhere. I don't even know why. I just go on. I looked at them. Someone posted something from them. I looked at their account. I'm blocked, right? They would post like Japanese clips. This person exposed them. Just a heads up, this person is Kokabushi. If you don't remember who that is, he's the dude that was caught being a PDF file and also catfish people under the name Remy Steele. And then they follow up and go, yeah, he guilty. He went to go block him and he made his account private. And then he completely deleted his whole ass account. So, I mean, that just screams guilt because apparently... yeah, he was like messing with minors and shit like that. Another AEW stan like bites the dust there, and someone who I don't know blocked me for what? I have no fucking idea. But this person is putting Julia over. I think they're just a Japanese wrestling fan, but yeah, got called out, deleted their account. A true sicko. Another one bites the dust. So yeah, I don't know if you guys chat. Let me know if you're familiar with that account or whatever. But I remember on the show a long time ago, I was like, yeah, this account has me blocked. I was like, I don't know why, but whatever. Here's Taz responding to someone going, hey, brother. Oh, this is to Bryce Remsburg. So earlier we covered Remsburg. Here's Taz's response. He goes, hey, brother, you do not need to explain yourself or apologize for anything to anybody. As you know, shit happens out there in a ring, and talent aren't robots. They are humans, and no one is perfect. You are the best in the biz, IMO. Fuck all that noise. Keep being great. So I don't know, words of encouragement from Taz. Now, this is a really awesome video I came across. You guys let me know in the chat if this is fire or not. I'm going to end this poll. Okay. So 53% of you said no, Chelsea's not a top 5 in the world talent. So you guys disagree with me. Fair enough. It's pretty split though. And again, it is subjective, but yeah, I take her top 5 almost every time if I had the option to. Okay,
so then why has she never been a main event star?
I explained it already. Not everybody gets to be a main event star in the WWE.
But all the other people we mentioned, all the other people we mentioned have.
Like who? Sorry, name people.
Liv Morgan has been a main event star.
Yeah, because she's a big draw, man. She gets fucking social media numbers are crazy.
Okay, Rhea Ripley.
Which, by the way, no. So let me quantify too. So Liv gets all those social media impressions, great, and so does Chelsea. Gets really solid ones, but that's not her job to do that. So moving along. Rhea Ripley got pushed. She's literally the best, number one in the world. I say Rhea is number one in the world right now, all around in the pro wrestling business.
Let me just first come in. And then I'll let you. I'll tag you in. I'll tag you in, brother. As a wise man would say.
No, we're gonna go person by person. You're gonna name someone. I'm gonna tell you what their role is and why it's not the same.
I'm just gonna list off all the women.
No. We got. We're gonna respond to each of them.
Let me finish.
It's my show, brother. We're responding to each of them point by point.
Let me finish. Like I'm gonna say you. All right. I'm going to list all the women who have had a main event spot at one point.
Let's go.
Like held the title. And then we can go.
None of it matters, but go ahead.
Yes, it has. You've had Naomi. You've had Bianca Belair. You've had Io Sky. We didn't even mention Io Sky yet.
Naomi didn't get a huge main event push either, and that wasn't her. Again, that's not her role anymore either. And she never got a huge main event. She got the title, yeah, but she never got like a big run or anything like that with it. You know what I mean? So
we've had Io Sky. We've had Bianca Belair. Yeah. We've had Bailey. We have Nia Jax.
Over some of the best in the world, outliers, yeah.
We've had Nia Jax.
Right.
We've had Becky Lynch. We've had Charlotte Flair.
Right.
We've had Carmella. We've had...
Did Carmella get the title?
Yes, Carmella has had the title.
Awesome. Good for her. You know what, though? Here's what you're saying. Like, you're talking like Chelsea could never get the title. I could easily see her getting a one.
Then why hasn't she?
Done.
I mean,
because we're not there yet, bro. Like, what do you mean? Why hasn't fucking aliens come down and given me $1 million? Because I don't know. Like, the universe hasn't taken us there.
They do not exist.
she's
They
had a
do
bunch.
not
Listen, she's had a bunch of start-stop pushes, right? So, like, you're asking why. I'm giving you the answer because the timeline hasn't made. Why didn't Roddy Piper get a shot at the get the world title? He's one of the goats ever to ever pro
I'm
wrestle.
glad you brought that up. I'll tell you why, Roddy.
You can still be the goat with. You can still be the goat
I'll
without
tell you.
having a world title run, dude.
I will tell you why Roddy Piper never got world title because he never wanted to be in WWE that long. He would always go off to Hollywood and do movies here and there.
Okay, awesome.
So I'm telling you right now, since Chelsea Green is brought back, they have, it's been Io Sky that gave a belt to. It's been Bailey. It's been Nia Jax.
Io Sky's one of the best performers in the world, dude. Bailey's super over.
But you didn't even have her in your top five. You left her out.
Because it's my top fucking 5, dude. We're not talking about who's over. You want my top 5 of most who I think's the most over or who's the biggest draws? Those are different lists than who are my top 5 fucking wrestlers. Do you understand that? Like, I don't know if you even know what you're talking about, dude.
I know what you're talking about. I have told you, Vin. They have,
Bailey's like a big name in the business, bro. Chelsea's not.
Yes,
as
I
big
know
of a
that.
name.
So Liv Morgan.
Okay. So there you go.
They've even given it to. They've given it to Oscar. They even gave it to Nikki Ash. Nikki Ash,
Oscar's one of the best in the fucking world, dude, and she was a big name.
Okay,
People
but that's
knew
what
her.
you
She
said.
was
You
drawing
keep
for
going.
NXT.
You keep saying, "Oh yes, well, Chelsea Green is a top 5," and I'm telling you right now, WWE does
All
not
around,
view her as
yes.
a top
All
5.
around, yes. All around.
Then why has she not been given not
that's
even
not a role.
a title run, but a title shot?
That's not her job. And she
So what
also
is her
had
job?
some
So why is it that you're saying she's top 5?
Because all around, bro, like, what the fuck? Are we really?
Yes,
Chat, are you guys with me? Are we really? So we're just going in circles here.
Yes,
top
we
5
are.
what? Chris, stop. Are you talking about top 5 draw? Because you're just like going in circles here. You're like, oh, how is she a top 5 then? Because I explained it 15 times. She's a great heel. She does great babyface work. She never did babyface work. Yeah, she has in other promotions, bro. We're talking her body of work. Listen, she can do character work. She can be in a tag situation. She can wrestle Kaden Carter and Katana Chance, and then she can wrestle Julie on NXT, and then she can go to Raw and wrestle Mitchin and fucking have a match on the drop of a dime. Anybody, any promotion, anywhere. People, she has a name. She's known in the indies. She's actually quite a legend in the indies and like the places outside of WWE as well.
All right, so
then you take the fact that her job isn't to be the fucking world champion top merch seller. Her job is to have everyone fucking hate her and to go in there and sell her ass off and make you think, oh man, Chelsea might weasel out a win. God damn, that would piss me off. But she makes everyone look good. That's her fucking job, dude. And to me, that's super valuable to the grand scheme. Everyone's a draw, then nobody's a fucking draw. Like if your promotion's just like, if you want to talk about who's the biggest names, yeah. Like if I'm building a Fed just based off the biggest names, Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, like, yes, those are all my top fucking choices, right? But but to me, you need a Chelsea Green. You need someone who can lose and still come across as a threat to other people, who can be maybe a transitional champion one day, who can fight the lower card to the upper card, who can be a heel if you need them to, a babyface, be a character, be in a tag. She can do everything. So to me, all around top 5. If you want to talk about, oh, who's the biggest social media draw and that's why they put the belt on them, or who's the whatever, we know why they put the belt on Liv. She breaks the fucking internet. She breaks the internet, bro. So that's why they put the belt.
I'll tell you, Chelsea Green is the female version of Baron Corbin. She could do everything well. She could be a babyface. She could be heel. That's right. But you know what? She's good. She's not great. And the people I've mentioned, they can all do the same thing. Asuka can do the same thing.
Right,
Io Sky can do the same thing. So I get it. You like her. I give her props.
But they transcended
excellent.
that. That's the problem.
To me, she's a good wrestler who has a role. Right. Who can be replaced by a lot of other people.
Who could transcend that role one day for sure.
I don't see her as that. And if WWE saw her as that, then they would have given her the Liv Morgan.
Because 3 years ago, you'd be saying the same shit about Io Sky. Oh, why didn't they push her? Why didn't they whatever? It's because her time came, dude. She transcended the you're like, everyone can do that, but no, they can't, or else they'd have anyone else doing it. Chelsea Green does that because that's the role. Like they invest in her for a reason. You know, the company's white hot. She's on.
They don't
every
invest in
show
her, bro. They give her just
for a
little backstage
reason.
segments.
Bro. Do you understand how much TV time is worth?
Yes, I do
to go on
understand.
TV in front of 2
As I
million
said,
people.
she
They put
is
her on
the-
every TV show they have.
They did the same with Natalia. Did you also argue that? Oh yeah, Natalia is a top 5 draw because she could be.
I never
a
said
heel.
she was a draw, motherfucker. So you keep doing that. We're moving on because you keep doing this thing where you keep like going back to draw.
No, you are just admit
Natalia
it. Just admit it.
is
You've
Natalia.
adopted Chelsea Green.
Natalia
She
is one of the best women's wrestlers all around. I would say of all time. Not right now, but I would put her in like maybe the top. I would say, you know, in my personal opinion, Natalia is like an all-timer as far as she's trained people. She continues to train people. Again, could have a match with anybody, was in that Divas era, was one of the first real women to sort of like, I understand the women's wrestling era came, you know, not too even long ago as far as like the women's title coming back and all of that. But like, you know, Natalia was one of the few like actual wrestlers in like the Divas era and stuff like that. And yeah, I consider her like she's up there. She's like one of the legends in the pro wrestling business. I would honestly say that about Natalia. Yeah, I love her too. I was never like her biggest fan, you know, of anything she really did, but
legends.
But yeah, so I don't know. Like
Look,
she's like, well, what? Will
agree to
Natalia not
disagree,
go in the Hall
because
of
you and I
Fame?
we'll
Like,
start-
that's the
we'll
thing.
start
I just
getting
don't even
into
know what you're arguing. It's like I would never
Because
say
I can-
Natalia's
I
a
am
top
arguing-
draw ever. would
I'm
I say that.
arguing that WWE is not.
But she trains other wrestlers. She can go in there and have a match with anyone. That's what the business is about, man.
That's
And she's-
anybody on the roster, Bo. It's like you can put anybody on that roster and they can have a match with this person, match with that person. Unless you're Sasha Banks, who has fooled people and going, "Oh, she could have a match with anybody." If any realize,
so
oh, no,
that's
you
not
can't.
everyone. Bro.
Every wrestler.
Does not having a title run diminish Mr. Perfect? No, for $2. Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
It doesn't.
You're just
None
Mr.
of these
Perfect held
people.
the Intercontinental title. He was one of the longest reigning Intercontinental champions. He was an era where Hulk Hogan literally held that title hostage for like decades. So stop, Look, Phil. I love you to death. You know I do, because otherwise I'd let you go on with all this. But I'm calling a timeout. I'm throwing a flag, a 15-yard penalty for unnecessary, just over the topness. There we go. 15 yards. If you want me to give you a technical foul, I'll give you a technical foul now also for basically over the top Chelsea Green love. There we go. So you go. All right, perfect.
Nah, you just it's like, yeah, it's a moose knuckle Jerry, dude. I used to love that show. Jerry.
I'm throwing the flag. Challenge flag right
No, there's
now.
no flag. You just like want me to not like Chelsea Green as much as I like her for
No, I'm not saying
actual
that.
reason.
You can like Chelsea Green all you want.
Yeah, so then shut the fuck up. It's like, what are we talking about? Like, okay, she's not the biggest draw. I think she's all around one of the best in the world. There you go.
You
And
can
I'm not
say
the
she's one of
only
your
one who
favorites,
thinks
but
that.
to say she's one of
A
the
lot
best
of
in the
people
world.
think that. A lot of people think
No, they
that.
don't.
And I
Oh,
wouldn't even
God.
list her. I would list, you know, like Asuka's one of my favorites. Like hands down, like probably one of my like one or two right now in the world. Like I love Asuka so much. So like that's just all subjective, bro. So it's just my opinion on it.
I
But,
understand
like,
that.
I'm not gonna shit on Chelsea because she didn't get a title shot.
I'm not shitting on Chelsea Green. You
title
keep
win
saying, "Oh yeah,
yet
you're
or
crapping
whatever,
on Chelsea Green." Because
You are.
I am telling you, I consider her one of the top 20 women's wrestlers in WWE.
Awesome,
But
amazing. So they're the best in the world. We can agree on that. So then she's in your top 20 in the world. I said top 5 to 10 in the world.
No, I
So
wouldn't say top.
We're
in the
like
world
not
because
even that far off. And you're
I
just
would not
crying
because
about it,
I don't
know.
compare. You know, you can't compare WWE to like New Japan. You
Skip
can't
the tism and move on, dude. Yeah, we're gonna skip it. The best guy is Tony Khan. The best guy's Chris Connors. You guys are arguing top 5 though. Yeah, exactly. I can't wait to clip it.
I just
Clip
want to
farming.
know is Chelsea Green gonna give you the love back? Will she follow you? Can you like cut
I
this
don't know.
clip
She's liked
and
my tweets before, but like I don't know. I don't care.
you
about
should
that.
ask. Hey,
She's
Chelsea,
love that.
I have defended you from all the haters. I've even defended you from Chris Connor, who even
Yeah, the
said,
Tonga
"Hey,
twins followed me, bro. After you were hating.
yes,
on
so
them.
yes, the Tonga twins." But
Yeah.
you need to aim for like Chelsea Green for
Oh,
all
I
the
will.
love.
I love Chelsea Green.
For
I
all
like her
the
shit.
love.
I
You
love
should.
her. I love Matt Cardona. I love Steph DeLander. I love their whole crew, man. I love Mance.
So
all
you
that
should
shit.
ask. You should even send like, "Hey, since you are now have the blue check mark, go, hey, I'm asking for my birthday, Chelsea Green. Can I get a follow?" Can you
I
follow
don't like to ask for shit, bro.
PWT? Why not?
I don't know, dude. John Cena followed me without me having to ask. So Chelsea
Yeah, but he
Green can
follows
follow
everybody
me.
though.
That's fine.
I'm telling you, you should just say, "Hey, look, Chelsea, I will be the president of the Chelsea Green fan
No,
club."
it's not always this like fan club. It's just we get on one thing, you get hung up on the one thing, and it's like, nah, don't like. I'll tell you exactly what I think, and it's not the Chelsea Green fan club. I just think she's one of the best in the fucking world. You want to talk about Rhea? I'll blow Rhea to death, and then you won't disagree with it. That's the difference. So you're just like, want me to?
Yes,
I don't
because
know.
you
It doesn't
said
matter.
Chelsea Green is one of your
Here's
favorites.
Tay-Rock killing it with the wrestling scheme. So Tay-Rock comes into King of the Dots, Shout Out Canada, KOTD, and yeah, he drops these wrestling bars in this battle. You all try and catch them. Let me know if you guys think this is fire or not in the chat.
A wrestling fan. That's something I've been showing proudly. You would know your role and shut your mouth if you know about me. Leave this man killed Roddy Piper. He knows I'm rowdy. At his funeral, I will smack his aunt and tell his uncle howdy. This guy's a bitch. Fuck his dying wish. We could have did this massacre 1. I'm wondering why it's 6. I said, Uncle Howdy, why it's 6, and no one get it until I send your grandmother to Bray Wyatt and leave her rocking chair with no one in it. Squeeze a 50 till I see it's empty. His mother clapped. That's one in mommy's back like Rhea Ripley. He don't get me. The knife I turned the dog into a screaming puppy. That's Jerry the King when he see a titty. Who the flying fuck said bro is a soldier? I am Jake the Snake. I go in my bag in this show with a cobra. No Andre. One giant strap over the shoulder. The stick out like a sore thumb. That's Solo Sokoa. You know it ain't over. This RBE dude is not a threat. Your league owner been losing my respect. You'll be a pallbearer for ARP. I'm going to do something foolish I regret. They going to find Big Boss Man with a noose around his neck. I'm just violent. The text silent. It'll shoot through a vest, break up a shield. Seth Rollins, wave a Glock, bang a pop. As far
Man, this shit is dope.
as working, your legs are stopped. Shamrock, Ken, your ankle lock. You play with rock, you going
I mean, all the gun bars are like whatever, you know. Everyone just all these different gun, the click, click, bang, like. But it's pretty crazy. He tied it all into wrestling.
die as soon as you try to. Champion of the year, now your time through. This is my first time rapping on King of the Dot too. And my debut consists of me taking a Cody out. I am Jacob 5'2".
Drops a Jacob Fat 2 bar. Let's give some fucking air horns for that performance. What are people getting timed out in the chat for what? Just being savages? You guys know what's up. It's all good. Kick him out. No cap. Who? Is there someone wiling out in the chat? Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Don't just ignore those fools. Yeah, here we go. Anyways, moving along. Chris, you're pissing people off, and now people are getting timed out of the chat. No, I'm just joking. I have no idea what it's about. But Meltzer said, just to recap, you're working on a piece about the toxic backstage at SNL, which promoted white male privilege while simultaneously calling a black man, Mark Henry, the Samuel L. Jackson house slave character who does his white master's bidding in Django. How liberal of you. So this guy goes, I'm waiting for the expose piece on the toxic backstage at SNL and how it was particularly difficult for anyone not male and white. When is someone going to spill on a podcast? And then this same guy goes, Mark Henry is too busy licking Vince McMahon's boots to notice, and then put a gif from Django. Yeah, I don't know, man. That's virtue signaling. That's the bullshit that annoys me so much. It's like, man, people are fucking people. God's gift, never forget. Mercedes Moné will be the biggest and most important signing ever to All Elite Wrestling, even over CM Punk. Dude, it's funny. Never worked out that way. Did it. Mercedes Moné, not even close in my top 5, guys. I'm taking Green over Moné every time. Danielson on the debates between storytelling and in-ring being more important in wrestling. Now, I thought this was stupid, dude, and I responded to this. But Danielson says, like, one of the things I also don't understand is in-ring wrestling is storytelling. Literally, if you go out there and you do a wrestling match, there's no story to it whatsoever. It's garbage. Yeah, Danielson, we know. But the thing is imagine you open a book and just Harry's fighting Voldemort, and then you're doing flashbacks and telling everyone about, because you're not even doing that in a match, but you're just like doing things, and people are like, well, why would this matter? Why would this move matter? Why would this you know, oh, he's working over his neck. Why would that matter? Or you open a book, you meet this kid named Harry. He lives under some stairs. You find out he's a fucking mudblood. He goes to a wizard school. Find out this guy's stalking him, trying to kill him since he's a baby. You know, think about that. That's a story, dude. So, yes, the in ring is storytelling, but it's like part of the storytelling. It's like a chapter in the book, or some pages in the chapter, or you know, like it's not the whole. It can't be the whole thing. And like, he should know this better than anybody, right? So I don't know. He talks about books. He goes, it would be interesting for me to read it to see what their arguments are. Because if it's WWE style storytelling versus in-ring storytelling, what are the pros, cons, whatever it is? Because Danielson, you can't tell a story just in a match. Just like you can't tell a story at the level that a Yeselmania, which is my response. He wants to hear the argument. Here's the argument, Danielson. You can't get a Yeselmania level reaction from people from just wrestling matches. Let's say you had 10 matches just in a row, no promos, no nothing, no vignettes, no nothing. You're not going to be able, what's the story? Like the stuff that happens in these matches. So if you're telling story and then the stuff that happens in the match, so Punk and Drew, they're fighting over this bracelet, in the match, the bracelet's on the ground, you know, or Punk rips it off of McIntyre's wrist, kisses it, all that stuff. That's adding to the stuff that happened outside the ring. Those are elements of a story that can't be told within the confines of the ring. It all is working together, especially for a TV show. Now, if you're just a Fed where you show up, you do matches, you're a little indie that runs it, sure, that's great. But if you're on TV, bro, you got to tell TV stories. Like, it's just that simple. There's no TV show that's like, oh, it's just gunfights, you know? Like, oh, turn it on, it's just gunfights. You know, it's you know, there's story that's got to be told. This woman has one of the nastiest cuts I've ever seen ever on UFC right now. Anyways, though, I quote tweet this and I go, I love Danielson, but he knows better. Yeselmania doesn't happen without the shit that happened outside the ring leading up to it. We all know the matches are storytelling. That goes without saying. That's why wrestling is so amazing and unique. The fact you can expand upon just the match contest itself. Imagine, and I say it here, you open a Harry Potter book and he's squaring off with Voldemort and they're just in an epic wizard battle the whole time, and it ends, and the next book is Harry fighting Dumbledore in an epic wizard battle, then it just ends. Imagine you open a Harry Potter book and they describe the world surrounding him, blah, blah, blah. I went through it. And I said, I thought Danielson reads, bro. AEW ruins everyone, I swear to God. So that was kind of harsh for me to say, but it's like, God damn it. Why is he saying shit like this? So, yeah, this guy's guilty too. Pruro Resu Flow. We covered it before. And yeah, this guy's guilty. Julian Weeks is like, after all this happened, dude went on a blocking spree, went private, and then lost 1K followers and then deactivated altogether. So that screams guilt. Another creep. And then this is what's in the title here. So the post is deleted. Is it now? It is deleted, huh? Did someone screen grab it? Fuck. So what happened was Neckbeards called out Mansoor for this, and Mansoor actually ended up deleting this post here. Now, I think I screen grabbed it, chat.
Oh, yeah, that got deleted. It finally got deleted, but it got deleted. And yes, it's once again, who's running AEW? Oh, yes, Idiot Boy is running AEW. Hey, you want to send gay porn links? Sure.
Yeah,
you want to drop somebody on steel concrete? Sure.
What happened was, I have the picture right here. What had happened is I'm going to post it to X and then I'll bookmark it for the show. But what had happened was the Outrunners dropped this shirt, and it is called, it's like the meat spin shirt. Literally, it's like, it's a shirt that says spin on the meat or something. Spin, we're saying. Okay, guys? And you know, AEW and their little immature fucking sixth grader cringe jokes. And the Outrunners come out with this new AEW shirt. And of course they have to go the sexual. It's all booty munchers, scissors, spinning on meat, all of that stuff. So I'm just going to tweet this out, LMAO, and then I'm going to bookmark it, and then I'm going to bring it up on the screen here. And what happens is fucking Mansoor quote tweets it, and he goes, Here, I put it in my bookmarks, guys. So we're going to check this out. Give me 1 second. Mansoor tweets this thing out. Hopefully it just pops up. Maybe it won't. Maybe it won't. Here, I'll just leave this bookmarks and we'll go back into AEW hot news. Did I put it in AEW news or we were in the sicko section? I thought I put it in AEW news just now. We will go to my Twitter where sorry guys, I'm also watching Noche at the same time, so I apologize for the botches. Fuck, I might have just botched it. I think I botch it sometimes with my phone like that, so I will just pull up my X over here and then we'll share this screen instead. Sorry guys, worst podcast ever. And boom, right here. So we will share this tab. So look, see, it says meat spin. Give them that meat spin. Spin to win. Now available at whatever. So then Mansoor tweets out, awesome shirt. Heads up to my followers. AEW employees get special discounts on merchandise using unique links. It's 50% off if you order it directly from meatspin.com. Now you click on meatspin.com and it's like fucking... You what? It's a gay corn, unless you're into that thing, whatever, but site. You guys know what I'm saying? Corn on the cob, the long way, for sure. And I don't know, AEW Neckbeards, so you guys can look at that. I don't know, it's a pretty trash shirt. AEW is trying to hop on top of the fucking, pun intended, the meat spin, but also the... just, you know, they're the fucking outrunners are outselling people like Jericho on a Wrestle Tees or whatever the fuck it is. So, we'll share this tab again. So, you know, Neckbeards quote tweets it and goes, Dear Tony Khan, why is one of your employees directing people to gay corn websites? You must be aware that you have minors who follow your product and your wrestlers on social media. I know that you are a superhuman being and that you will take care of this matter. And so, yeah, I don't know. That's pretty cringe to like, it's just unprofessional and it's weird. It's weird that that Mansoor would even do that. And especially when, you know, like they're all trying to be like, oh, kids, fuck the kids. But then meanwhile, they're posting hologram and Tony Khan meeting kids and giving them hugs. And it's great. And yeah, it's just a cringe thing. And people jumped all over Mansoor for this. And then he deleted it. Yeah. Have a little fucking hindsight. Like, who's running this company? A lot of people are like, you know, they shit on WWE for people having their socials controlled or whatever. But and you can tell it's a little more free now, but you just see Ricochet and then this Mansoor thing, just these people, and everyone's human. Like, I'm not mad that he posted the link to that site. I don't give a shit personally, but he is right. Like, is there not, maybe, I don't know, if you want to make the argument no one's watching AEW and then say, oh, I'm sure there's kids that watch that, whatever, would click this link. But yeah, it's just being a little responsible with the platform you have, I guess. And it is just cringe. They always go to these fat and dick and fart jokes, it seems like, in AEW. It's just silly. Speaking of just silly, NWA talent have been siphoning gas from fans' cars during the shows, dude. So on Reddit, in the NWA's Reddit, dude. Anyone else hear about this? There has been a lot of chatter about this, and apparently it's quite the problem at the shows. Fans are reporting seeing guys like Rolando and that sleazy-looking merch guy siphoning gas from parked vehicles, dude. Oh, my God, dude. LC Killers for 17 for $2 says, night guys, I have to wake up early tomorrow. Thank you, dude.
Guys, Tony
Thanks
Khan.
for being here. Thanks for being here, buddy. I appreciate you being here. You have a good night, and we'll see you on the flip-flop. See you on the flip side. I might pop in live tomorrow and review Victory Road for you guys, so make sure you stay tapped in. But yeah, dude, they're siphoning gas at NWA shows. How fucking funny is that, dude? And then this guy's like wrestling so back. So true. Speaking of Brad Shepard, who you had brought up earlier, AEW stance is clear and now on the record regarding this topic. Here's AEW employee Will Washington referring to concerns over wrestlers taking chair shots to the head as pearl clutching. Will he be paying those wrestlers medical bills decades from now? And Will Washington says, to each their own. I take wrestling fans having conversations about which wrestler had a better year than whom a million times over. Unsubstantiated rumors, speculation about contact tracks, pearl clutching over violence, or whatever some talking heads said on a podcast. I don't know, dude. Yeah, Will's just coping. Obviously, he doesn't want to bite the hand that feeds, dude. So what are you going to do? So here's the thing. Here's Ebu, the fucking sick weirdo. Ebu, I'm just calling you out, brother. It is what it is. He says that WWE is said to be extremely horny to sign Daniel Garcia. And Ebu says, and he's wrong about everything, says Triple H reportedly believes that Daniel Garcia is the next great technical wrestler with comparisons to Roderick Strong and Bryan Danielson. I'm calling bullshit. I'm calling shenanigans. I'm calling lies. I'm calling horse shit. I don't believe this for 1 second. I think these WWE guys are purposefully stooging out bullshit information to these dumb fucking dirt sheet AEW ball kissers. And they are doing this so that someone like Tony Khan keeps investing into fucking people like Garcia that clearly aren't going to work. He comes out, the crowd does not give a fuck. The crowd does not care about Sammy Guevara, who's also in that picture. Sammy had a match on Dynamite. The crowd could not have cared less. And I think WWE, if anything, they're telling these idiots this. Yeah, oh yeah, Triple H is so high on Garcia, dude, so that they keep like pushing guys like this and letting, and you know, because it only hurts AEW. There's no way Triple H is like, oh, the next Danielson is fucking Garcia, bro. There's no way. So I'm just throwing that out there. That's my opinion on that. Speaking about, and he'd be great in NXT. Don't get me wrong, but
Would he
it's
vote?
just.
Would he?
Yeah, I think Shawn Michaels would make it happen with him. I think he would figure out, you know, how to get him to not be so cringe on the mic and shit like
You know,
that.
I'm going to call right now. I think our buddy Kevin Apollo's little kids could beat up Daniel Garcia.
I would not be
The guy
shocked.
has no
Kevin
muscle.
Apollo's a huge
No
dude, and
definition. No,
yeah,
not
like
Kevin
Zilla
Apollo.
Fatu, like exactly. They have Zilla Fatu training in the fucking works. Triple H, I believe there's people stooging people like Ebu bad info, 100%. And I think that's intentional to make them look stupid because exactly, you have guys like Zilla Fatu coming in. You're not looking even at Daniel Garcia for however much. What is Tony paying him? $250,000 a year or $500,000 a year, let's say? You're not even looking at Garcia for that much. So yeah, I don't know, man. Here's more arguments about the whole Bryce Remsburg thing, which was just so dumb. I must be blind. Clearly, this is a different arm swing for the third count to exaggerate the touching and pushing of Jack's leg. Clearly, Bryce didn't push him at all and was going for a hook third count. So they're literally making up, like, clearly he was going for a hooked third count and stuff. It's like, what the fuck are you idiots talking about? God damn it. But what was the reason to touch Jack Perry's leg, though? This guy goes, some refs do a delayed 3, and the 3 has a different arm swing than the other 2 to exaggerate it. That's not fucking true, bro. The camera angle made it look like he touched Jack, but he didn't. This isn't hard. Jesus, man. Jesus, terrible. So this guy, Wrestle Cringe and Awful. I can't wait till all these accounts, I think they all have each other blocked, but I can't wait till all these accounts go to war eventually. Like all the full on like AEW Defender versus AEW Awful Wrestling. You know, like I can't wait till there's a civil war breaks out. But I think they all have each other blocked, so it won't happen. But I would love to host that on my show and just hear the fucking back and forths with these sickos. But yeah, so more people, though, Awful getting more views on his shit than WrestleNomics, on his parody of WrestleNomics than WrestleNomics. So there you go. And then Wrestle Cringe goes, imagine anyone giving a fuck. Salty bitch. It's funny because Wrestle Cringe is back now. But yeah, I don't know. IWC Wars, Sicko Wars. I hope that happens, man. That'd be fucking hilarious. So now this pay-per-view starting. We're watching at home, and it actually looks pretty fucking sick. It's starting with, like, the Big Bang. And it says, from the beginning of time, our world has been shaped by combat. And, yeah, they're, like, floating through space. It looks amazing. Here, we'll look at this for 1 second, then we'll dive into some... I got some more hot news for you guys. He thought Perry couldn't see, so he the kick out, so he did it for him. Oh my god, just terrible. Yeah, this shit looks cool at home. I thought it was gonna look lame, but it actually looks insane. Being there would almost be fucking scary. There's like all these Mayan temples and shit. This is pretty amazing. An eagle and a serpent in a fight. In the air. Yeah, it's like a love letter to Mexico. Dana White was telling the truth about that for sure. Dude, WrestleMania here, like imagine like Undertaker's entrance at this Sphere would be phenomenal. Dana White said he's going to try and win an Emmy, a Grammy, and whatever with this show. If he does that, WWE will fucking win that when they do a Mania here. There's no way they see this and don't want to. Yeah, everyone's looking around like this is crazy. Amazing. Yeah, it looks so amazing. I'm super down. I'm into it. Let's see what we got. We got any in the memes? No, nothing new in the memes. Let's go to Misk. So here, hopefully Netflix doesn't pull this down, but Netflix had some wrestling to promote the Dump Matsumoto's Queen of Villains movie that I've been, talking about on this show a bunch. And here's wrestling on fucking Netflix, guys, right here. Fucking amazing, dude. Wrestling on Netflix. I can not wait. Negflix B. I can't wait. TNA news. We'll talk about that tomorrow. We'll talk about the TNA news tomorrow because I had people sending me pics of the crowd and the fucking merch. It looked banging. Let's check out some WWE news, see what we have. We don't have a lot, so we'll do this. So this trash community got Isla Dawn. She fucking deleted her Twitter, and I'm sure she's always arguing with people about fucking, not arguing with people, but she's always giving opinions on like sort of political oriented things.
Oh yeah, I would bet WWE told her you got to cancel this because after the whole Logan Paul thing, they probably had to talk with her like, hey, you got to stop. And when she went back, they probably said, all right, you got to delete your Twitter or else, yeah, we're going to pull your push. So
what happened? Was she going hard on Logan Paul or something?
Oh, yeah. She made it when Logan Paul went hard on the Khalif of cannot
I know the
boxer,
transgender boxer or whatever. She's not even transgender. I know all that, but that's what Isla was upset about. She was going at Paul.
Oh yes, because
that's crazy. See, I didn't know that, but I've seen her like arguing about just like kind of political stuff, and I'm like, yeah, see, that's gonna turn people against you every time. Whenever we talk about Trump, dude, I try and make it as funny as I can, because he is a Hall of Famer. I got to talk about him like when it's wrestling related, sort of, So, like, I get it. You don't want to turn people off with like giving political views. It's cringe,
Especially WWE. They, as I was arguing with Duke today, they are becoming what Disney was, where in terms of back in the day, everything is wonderful, everything is PC, there is no drama. They don't want any of their active wrestlers to talk politics. They have or anything controversial. You don't even see like Sami Zayn boast like grabbing, anything political. They are keeping that on lockdown because they understand. You come to WWE to escape reality. It's a fantasy. You bring the kids. Everybody has a great time. They don't want to turn out to be like Disney, where they've lost a ton of money because Disney's gone very political, very LGBTQ active. They have social justice. Hell no, that's not good for business.
Well, Chris Connor, what are your thoughts on WWE bringing back Saturday night's main event and Jesse Ventura slated to return as the color commentator for the show on Saturdays?
I mean, look at NBC is gaga for WWE. If they do it right, I'm for it. Jesse Ventura, really? Yeah, you couldn't
Bro,
do-
Jesse and Punk and fucking I'm already picturing it. Jesse, Punk, fucking Michael Cole, something like that. Could you see that Punk doing commentary? I think one day the commentary team will be Punk and Big E. One day. I think that will be like the color commentators for like Raw and SmackDown or something like that.
I don't know. I mean,
Future.
because that means you want to do that forever. And if you're Big E and if you're Punk, Punk's already dabbled in acting. He's dabbled in other stuff. I mean, I could see him doing that. I could also see him take a couple of years off and going, all right, let me try Hollywood again. He has connections with the Sons of Anarchy people, because he was on Mayans. He's written, for Marvel. I mean, I could see him getting into other stuff. This industry takes a lot out of you mentally and
I don't
physically.
think he will, because he's talking about him like fucking taking over NXT one day, like being the guy to succeed HBK and shit. So I think he's a WWE for lifer now. I think we'll see Punk on commentary doing the fucking. I think he's just full company guy now forever. And then he can go do the movie still. He can still go do that because now WWE's letting people do that shit.
Everybody says that, but if you do movies, that's 6 months where you're off TV. So right now,
yeah, but they need that because you're the guy who always goes, what are they going to do if they already have a bloated roster? That's what you do. You let people go away.
I understand that, but
then they come back. Yeah, like Drew McIntyre. Look, dude, he didn't lose any momentum at all.
Drew McIntyre's scenes didn't take that long. It was.
I know, but now you're fucking now, but you don't know.
No,
Here's the thing. Now you're picking and choosing. Like Drew McIntyre went away, did that Killer's Game thing, and now he's fucking he's at the tippy top of his game now. You know what I mean? We can't be like, oh, it wasn't a long shoot.
I'm saying
nobody here's the next Tom fucking Cruise. We're talking like CM Punk if he wants to go shoot a horror flick. He can go do that. If he wants to be on Mayans or whatever the fuck the show is, he can go do that.
But he wasn't.
Still.
No, he can't, because when you're on Mayans,
yeah, this is an old WWE, dude. They'll be able to.
You gonna let me finish, or you gonna keep doing?
And he's doing a horror movie. Actually, did you know that Punk just signed on to do a new horror movie that's coming out? So
yes, horror movies usually can take maybe a month at tops. It's everything you shoot, bang, 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 bang. If you're shooting stuff like Mayans, that usually takes longer. You're on different locations. That's why guys.
Well, was he a regular on that show?
Yes, he was a regular, semi-regular.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, no, like I get how all that works. Trust me, I work in the biz, but I know that heels when he does that, like he's, you know what I mean? He does his shit is shot like they do that probably all in one too. So. Who knows, bro? Who knows? But they'll be allowed to do these shorter shoots. Like now you're like, oh, well, no, they can do stuff as long as it doesn't take too long. Well, exactly. So they can go do movies and shit, Drew
yes, they can do small cameos. If they want to
sure, that's boom. There you go. That's all they need. Nobody hears Tom Cruise, right? Like, and Roman, they just went and let him do a big ass movie. And then he came back. Now, provided that is Roman, but they just let him do it too.
It's Roman.
And it's the old adage, how can we miss you if you don't go away? I think it's perfect. This is how we rotate in stars in and out of fucking the territory, so to speak. That's my opinion on it. But
all right.
But man, this Noche presentation is phenomenal, man. This sphere thing they have going on is just amazing. But yeah, I'm excited, man. So, as first reported by Backup Hangman, the Lucha Bros will be main roster bound upon their arrival in WWE. However, there's no timeline on when Penta and Phoenix will arrive in the company. Now, my whole thing is this. I said right from the jump, and see, I told you, Chris, they're focusing on tag team wrestling big time in WWE. I've been telling everyone, but here's the thing. I said Penta and the Motor City Machine Guns could all go to the main roster or NXT. They want the Machine Guns to be the face of tag wrestling in NXT. You got to think like Penta and Phoenix might be, the face of the Raw tag division. Like they don't really have anything going on the Raw side. SmackDown, there's a little bit more going on, but I don't know, man. They should just merge all the fucking belts and have it where the champions go on whatever show they want. Like back in the day when The Undertaker had the undisputed belt, but then that means they have to get rid of the world heavyweight belt and all that. So I don't know. Maybe you keep some of the belts exclusive, but those tag belts, like you need to really fucking just merge the main roster ones and then have them go back and forth like the ladies do. for sure. But if I don't know why Phoenix and Penta are gonna just skip ahead to the main roster, and that might not even be true. Again, it's fucking Ibu saying this, but everybody's pissed that it is confirmed that Motor City is in WWE, which I love, but people are pissed that they're in fucking NXT to start. Chris, what do you think? Would you send the Lucha Bros to NXT to start? Or like, do you think Motor City should be skipped ahead as well? Like, what do you think? Let's assume this is true. Why do you think the Lucha Bros get to go main roster right away, but not Motor City?
I don't think they are. I would say that both Lucha Bros and both Motor City Machine Guns, they're staying in. They're going to NXT first.
Yeah.
There's no room, especially now when you keep hearing that that Netflix is turning Raw into a 2-hour show, not 3 hours, 2 hours. So
No, but it goes back when they go to Netflix. Raw is only 2 hours for the remainder of their time on USA, and then when they get on Netflix, it's going back to. Well, that's the thing on Netflix. There's no even necessary like a time. There's not even necessarily like a time limit. Like obviously there is based on their building, but we might get a Raw that's 3 hours and 10 minutes. We might get a Raw that's only 2 hours and 48 minutes one week. We might get you know what I mean? Now, I'm not saying they're going to shortchange or play games, or it'll still be formatted. Like you have to do that to make a good show. You need somewhat of a time constraint, but it's the same way. Like, Squid Games comes out, one episode's 30 minutes, one's 45. You know what I mean? Like they can get away with that a little bit too. There's no like, oh, we got to get off the air before, like the overrun or whatever the fuck. But yeah, the Raw thing, a lot of dirt sheets misreported that. The Raw isn't remaining 2 hours when they go to Netflix. Only for the remainder of their time on USA is it 2 hours.
According to who?
According to the news. Like I covered it on the last show. That's why it's not in my bookmarks now. Because just the sheets ran with it. They're like, oh, it's 2 hours in the Netflix era, and they clarified. Like someone clarified, they're like, no, it's not 2 hours in the Netflix era. Like it's just 2 hours for a remainder on USA.
Well, we don't know yet because the one guy who I trust, and a few wrestling people I do trust, is Mike Johnson. Has said he has been unable to get a definite yes or no on whether Raw will go back to 3 hours on Netflix, and says. Some of the company have played coy. Others suggest they will have the ability to be flexible with the length of the show. They're not sure. I mean, there's a lot of, as I said, there's people who are under the impression it's going to be 2 hours. There's some who say it's 3. It's Netflix's call.
Well, I'm gonna give my X-Files on that, bro. Here's the thing. I think the reason they're being sort of ambiguous about that is because. Just for the reason I said before, because when it goes to Netflix, we're all going to be like, is it 2 hours or 3 hours or what? And what it'll be is it'll be like, this episode might be 2 hours and 38 minutes. This one might be 3 hours and 3 minutes. This one might be 250 or whatever. Like they're not going to, obviously it's going to be a well-formatted TV show, but now within the confines of Netflix, you have, unless Netflix fully goes like, no, allotted time slots, but it's like they did Joe Rogan's live special or the Tom Brady roast. The Tom Brady roast had like an allotted window of time, and they fucking went over, like that time because there was it's just basically like how long do they have the venue for? Is basically, you know what I mean? Like it went longer than they knew than they thought it would, right? And that's the beauty of Netflix. So I think that's why they're being ambiguous about it right now, is so that they're like not going to promise it's going to be 3 hours, but then when we get Raws that are, oh, this episode was 240, but it was great still. But then if they do just give us a 2 hour Raw, we'll be happy with it. It's like under promising but over delivering. That's at least my method to it. That's the way I see it.
So in other words, you don't know. Like most of us here, we don't know people.
No, we don't
that's
know.
What we're saying.
But I can see them doing something like that being the reason.
No, we're not going to be like Dave Meltzer and just pull a little rabbit out of our ass. And go, yeah, we really know when we don't know. I'm telling you right now, everybody. Phil Marks,
the fans
does not know.
No, I don't know. I don't know.
Does not know.
That's why I hit the X-Files and I was fantasy Mark booking there.
Yes, anybody
what
who
we
says
do
they
know
know
is that the third hour increase, like that's that extra money. Like the more
once again,
show they have,
let me jump in here.
the more ad revenue they get. Yeah.
Anybody who says they know is lying their asses off.
Yeah, yeah.
Say that. They're lying. Liar. Fibber.
Everyone's saying yes, we do know in the chat. They're like, no, we do know. They said that it's not 2 hours. Like it's Netflix is going to play commercials still, right? No, I think it'll honestly be commercial free, but they have tiers now. So it's like now you get like it depends what you pay for. You know what I mean? So
Once again, we don't know.
But like the Prime sponsorships and all of that stuff, like you know how like on PLEs there's a match where this is brought to you by like Beyblade, and then there's the Beyblade thing in the background. We'll have that on Raws, I bet. Like as we'll have like they'll take on more advertised matches. Like there'll be more. This is brought to you by Wendy's and shit. Like you're seeing that way more now. So I think we'll get that on Raw as well, like more sponsors like that. But I don't think they'll run their own ads, right? Like it's not like WWE. This is what'll happen, guys. It'll be like a PLE. So like in the middle of a Raw, they'll break it up like, commercial break, but it'll be broken up into like, here's an ad for WWEshop.com, or here's the ad for like our documentary or our shows coming this summer, like just their little packages they play people during PLEs. That will be the commercial breaks during Raw on WWE's end of it. And then other than that, we'll just get reads like, have it your way at BK or whatever. And then, Netflix, just depending on your tier subscription, there'll be ads. So it'll be amazing.
I'm going to tell you right now.
It's confirmed to be 3 hours. People are saying in the chat, 3 hours on Netflix. It's confirmed. It will
by
be
who? Who's it been confirmed
I don't
by?
know, bro, but you're saying shit too. So it's like, let's go. Somebody.
I'm telling you right now, everybody who's confirming this is lying their asses off.
I think WWE confirmed it, bro. That's why it's like
I'm not ready yet.
We're gonna find it. We're gonna find it.
All right.
We're gonna fact check Chris live on the air here. We're gonna figure it out. Raw. Here, I'm sure there'll be a statement if I just Google it or Reddit it.
In the meantime, while you're doing that, I'm telling you people right now,
Raw 3 hours.
Even commercials is up for debate, because if anybody thinks WWE is giving up all that commercial money, you are a silly little goose, as they call it. You are just silly. Nobody gives up a big pile of money. You are even Phil Marks would not give up that big pile of money. He would go, no, that is my money.
Yeah, I don't know. It just says when you Google it, it says that there's like it's like conflicting reports, but then there are
conflicting reports. Everybody's bull crapping you.
I know, but
they're
relax,
pulling your leg, you people. I'm not talking to you, Phil. You know better.
Yeah. But then there's a bunch. But then there's a bunch of people though as well who are saying no. It is 3 hours. We asked, like even Cultaholic. I know they're not the best. They're fucking Meltzer marks and shit. But I mean, yeah, they.
So they're the people who also say, "Hey, the Earth is flat."
So according to Meltzer, it'll return to 3 hours. Well, he's wrong. I guess that no. But yeah, just the whole thing is that it's 2 hours for the remainder of their time on USA, so that USA can fit in that anonymous show. Like they had Michael Cole doing the promo for that reality show.
They are fibbers. They're big fat fibbers here. Phil, don't be a big fat fibber.
But yeah, see, so WWE said as well. They go, "Yo, Raw will be 2 hours starting Monday, culminating with the finale on Monday, December 30. So they didn't say anything about Netflix, just their time on.
Yes, they have not said
USA,
anything.
So we'll see, but I'm pretty sure it'll end up at least running over 2 hours. Like they can play with the time. That's what I'm excited for with Netflix. They can go, look, if we can't give you a great 3 hour show, you get a great 2 hour and 45-minute show this week. Or like, hey, we can give you a great 3 hour and 20-minute show. That's what you get this week. The Rock went a little long. Oh well, we're on Netflix.
You know,
I can't wait.
I should rename you. You're no longer Phil Marks. You're Coach Prime Marks, because that's who you sound like. You're like Coach Prime Sanders, where all of a sudden you make up one thing, but you twist it around to something else.
You, Chris.
And I'm telling you right now, I do not know any of this here. I am just speculating. It's probably 2 hours. Phil is speculating it's 3 hours. None of us here.
I never said that I knew, bro. That's what the show is. We're just speculating on shit. We're just talking shit, bro. I don't know what's so triggering about that. But either way, I think it will go to 3 hour or they'll be able to play with the time and it'll go back to more likely 3 hours. But Cultaholics, speaking of them, they reported something talking of WWE scrapping shit as well. WWE is reportedly scrapping Def Rebel as their music partner and will not be renewing their contracts once they expire. It is expected that WWE will use mainstream artists going forward. So does that mean for pay-per-view? So does that mean like Jacob Fatu's coming out to fucking Thunderstruck? Or you guys know what I mean? Like, does that mean they're going to just license for everybody now? I highly doubt. This is PW Nexus. Again, just a dirt sheet. Who knows if they're being factual here? But I think if they move on and go with someone else than Def Rebel, that's fine. But you have to have like in-house. Oh, O'Day just knocked this dude. But you have to have some in-house people to some extent, especially when you create characters and stuff like that. And I don't see them just shilling out money to like, you know, fucking bands and stuff like that for every wrestler gets a fucking no. So, but
in other words, you should be hitting the liar button. Liar.
It should be. Yeah.
Liar.
Who knows if this is legit or not? But
liar. That's the truth.
But yeah, we have a nice triangle choke, but this guy's defending it well. Like he's got his legs. Rodriguez has his legs the right way. Like that's what you want to do. He actually wants to try and drape that leg over a dude's chest, but he's getting choked out badly and hit. It's like really uncomfortable, and you got to be really flexible to do that shit. But anyways, though, yeah. So I think that moving away from Def Rebel might be a good idea if this is true at all. But you need an in-house person. I don't believe that aspect at all. And furthermore, like, I don't know. Like, people are mad about the Meg Thee Stallion song. I can see them just doing that, like using more real artists in, like for all of their events. And like they already do that, but just like Raw even. Who sings that theme song? Is that like a famous band or so? I could see them. I'm surprised they didn't for the premiere on the season premiere, or maybe they did on Netflix. Though maybe they'll have like a brand new. I want to say Limp Bizkit every time. That's why I'm watching this crazy ass fight. But yeah, like let's say Limp Bizkit, whatever the band, whatever the kids listen to these days, Cardi B or whatever. But I think Raw will get one for Netflix, and then it'll be like a real artist, you know. I could see them doing that going forward, but they're using War Pigs again for fucking War Games again this year, which I like, because it's sort of like they could just use it every year. It just suits it, you know, as long as it's War Games. But where's the mic drop? Somebody razgaz a fucking mic drop. There's no way Netflix is spending all that money for 2 hours. Exactly, dude. That's exactly it, bro. They're not. They're not. And WWE's not going to leave all that extra money they'll get from like, this is brought to you by Saucy Nugs. You know, like they're doing Saucy Nug ads. Like there's no way they're going to give up that extra time. And the fans are all mad. Like they're like, oh, Raw's only 2 hours. All the fans are outraged. We all used to complain about 3 hour Raw. That's such a testament to how good WWE and Triple H is and what Netflix is investing in, man. They want that long show, you know, like you don't fill people in that building to give them only 2 hours of TV, bro. You got to give them that 4 hour live event or whatever, you know? So I don't know, dude. I'm so excited though for the Netflix era. It sounds like you're not though, Chris. Sounds like you're not excited for the Netflix era.
I am excited. I'm letting you talk. I'm not trying to jump in.
Oh my God. Yeah, dude. Now these guys are just grappling on the ground. Like Rodriguez got caught with that fucking punch. Dropped. Phenomenal. Metalingus is still the best entrance music. It is pretty goddamn good. Hey, Phil, who are you going for? Sugar Shane or the guy he's facing? O'Malley tonight. I'm going O'Malley tonight. Joining us on the show so Phil can go and grab a Red Bull. Everybody's friend.
All right. So let me jump in here because I want.
Okay, go ahead, Chris. Go ahead.
I am dropping knowledge on you while you're getting your Red Bull here. For those of you who want,
you just saved chat. He saved your guys' lives. Go ahead, Chris.
So while with Phil here, it is not, and we haven't got into this here. Yes, Netflix is getting a 10-year, $5 billion deal with WWE become the exclusive global broadcaster of Monday Night Raw in Cleveland, U.S. in 2025. It also includes international broadcast rights for WrestleMania, SmackDown, and other programming. So that's right. US, everything goes to NBC. But internationally, Netflix is getting all that. That's why they're paying that 10-year, $5 billion deal. So, well, we have our friend, our confidant, our wrestling insider, Phil Marks, dropping all this here. I'm telling you right now, there's a reason why Netflix paid $5 billion 10 years for Raw. It was more than just Raw. It's the international rights, which for Netflix, that's their bread and butter. That is what they want. They want to get all.
Shut up,
yes.
bitch! Shut up, bitch!
No, I'm just kidding. But I'm here. I grabbed a beer, not a
What?
Red Bull.
So yes, for 10-year, $5 billion deal for Netflix, they don't get just Raw. They get the international broadcast rights to SmackDown, WrestleMania, and all the other goody gumdrops.
Yo, Phil, good job watching the chat. That's why you know what's up. You're a real one. Yeah, dude. I'm a people person for real. But no, I just appreciate you all, man. And yeah, of course. I stay locked in and I talk to you motherfuckers, man. We're building here, baby. It's what we do. And yeah, Alt Jake, dude, I'll have you back on the show soon, man. Sometime, we space them out. We don't hotshot book. And yeah, you'll come review something with me soon, okay? Like an NXT or something like that. A crispy brouhaha. Okay, so I got
By
some.
the way,
yep,
JBL has invaded another promotion.
Yeah, a bunch of them now.
He today, as I'm watching also MLW's that one of their big streaming events, at MLW Fightland.
Yeah, guys, go and watch MLW, a fucking stacked card, and they're selling big, man. MLW's feeling a boom too, dude. I'm telling you, watch their show on YouTube. Fucking amazing.
So a match between the Andersons, CW Brock Anderson versus the Boomaye Fight Club. JBL came out, delivered the clothesline to hell for Mr. Thomas, and then whispered something to Brock Anderson.
Amazing. Brock Anderson's there. Yeah, wrestling. Amazing. So he's linked up with Brock. I love it because JBL's going to all these different promotions and just like putting together some fucking faction or just being this like Knight Rider. But that's what I mean. WWE's letting their legends and everyone go, and they're signing up a bunch of legends too. They want like a big legends roster. And what I'm hearing, and this could be X-Files. I'm not the hot news like Chris likes to think I'm the fucking news over here. No, I'm just kidding. But and I don't know for sure, but just what I've been hearing, chitter chatter. I've worked on some video games and stuff like that. I've done some writing gigs here and there. So what I'm hearing, chitter chatters, they might have like 2K like legend game. Like it might be its own game or a whole fucking other. I don't know for sure. I don't want to talk out of my ass. But yeah, if they sign up enough legends or they're on their game, they're just gonna load them filled with legends too. Or so I don't know. But maybe they want it for that My Faction mode that they keep pushing down everyone's throats. I don't know. But the rumors are like these guys are all getting scanned. They want legends like for video games, because legends sell, man. The nostalgia is like what sells these games for a lot of it, and the current product obviously too. But having even like possibly TNA guys in your game in 2025 or 2026, these are things we could be looking at. Who knows though? That's a reach, but I do know that like they signed up Jose Estrada, they got Victoria, they just want to sign up all these legends and like get them scanned and stuff. So I don't know. Maybe they're gonna fucking hologram them all and bring them all back to life, and it's not for a game. But from what I'm hearing, there's like a Legends of Wrestling 2K type thing is what they're looking. Because the last 2K game did so good. The last two did really good, but this last one particularly with Cody Rhodes did like fucking gangbusters for them. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm linking shit, but leaking shit, my bad. But yeah, this guy now who got rocked and almost beat is now going to choke out O'Day Osborne, or maybe not. But yeah, let's get into everybody's favorite moment, and it is called Dave Meltzer's Dumb Moment of the Week. So, Meltzer said what? Well, here's audio of Unca Dave getting sassy about the AEW TV deal and smugly puts down the idiot podcasters stuck in the 90s. Oh my God. I can't wait, chat. Let's go. Flutes in the fucking chat. Let's go.
There are definitely things that you can criticize them for, but as far as the value of the business, if you have it astounds me because you actually have to not know anything about television at all or modern television to not see this. And yet people have been doing this thing for years. And, I don't know how many times I got to tell you, and I don't, you guys can all frickin'
He
all these
literally
guys,
sounds
all
like he's in his, I don't know how many times I got to tell you, Sonny. Like, Dave, shut the fuck up.
these podcaster idiots who have been in
Me? Are you talking about me, Dave?
You what?
I'm an idiot? I'm an idiot, Dave? Jesus.
insulting me for all these years because I'm the one who's been ahead of the curve and you guys are still stuck.
Oh my God, dude. Dave, I'm the one who's been ahead of the curve. With what? With what? What have you been ahead of the curve on with anything? Literally nothing. Name a fucking thing. Oh, because AEW was going to what? You thought it was going to take off and beat Raw and be this fucking big thing. It's not. Idiot.
On stuff from 1990 or 2000 or whatever it was. Man, I mean, it's like the one thing you can do, every one of you, is that he is probably not going to announce this thing for a couple of weeks. So you can get on board and explain, guess what? I figured this all out before he announces it. And you can look like you at least can look like you're not completely out of touch, even though you've been out of touch for the last couple of years. So anyway.
It's projection, man. Dave is the most out of touch person there is.
So when are you going to confront Dave Meltzer?
He's more. I'm just, it's just that time. It's there. It's time,
It's time. It's time, Tony Khan. Oh, man. So, yeah. Just mind-bogglingly delusional and unhinged from Dave Meltzer. Meltzer. When am I going to confront him?
There are definitely things that
when he agrees to come on my show. So Dave Meltzer says MJF is also expected to be gone for a while following All Out. MJF is taking time off. He didn't lose, but he ended up getting taken out. It's an injury angle. He's going to be gone for a while. So it's an injury angle none of us know about. And he fucking is gone after didn't he win or did he lose? I don't even fucking remember, but he's gone. No one here embraces the grind, bro. MJF always just takes off after fucking, the big show. He just goes away for a while and it's just start, stop. No one really cares. And I don't know. It's just so stupid how this company's ran. Really fucking is. Triple H was very nice to Brett. From what I heard, a couple people brought that up to me. Historically, they don't like each other, both of them, but it's business and Triple H is running things and they don't want to insult Brett, so they have to show respect to Brett. So everybody was nice to everybody. Yeah, I mean, Dave could be on with that, but also it's like, obviously they're going to show him respect. Triple H is like bro, they brought CM Punk in. Okay, Meltzer, you dumb fuck. So obviously they're cool with everyone. Triple H is cool with everybody, dude. But that was so amazing hearing Joe Tessitore announce Bret Hart, and Bret Hart was awesome coming out there and getting confronted by Gunther and that shit. That was amazing, dude. Dave is crying again, so number 5 on the list is ridiculous. Also, Ari Emanuel should be on the list. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to argue with fucking Dave, but like he cares about these fake lists. Like, who gives a shit? It's just what some guy in ESPN said. And Logan Paul, yeah, maybe. Like, he is the most influential in wrestling, technically, if you want to boil it down. Dave fucking technical Meltzer. Read my 5,000 words. Technically, actually, if they really didn't read, So Dave Meltzer says, most don't. Okay, so this guy says, as a Brit fan, this tribalism puzzles me. My son and I both enjoy both WWE and AEW. Is that allowed? His favorite wrestlers are Will Ospreay
and the OJ Mo, because they both are British and awesome, but we watch both of them, whatever. Meltzer goes, most don't. It's a weird minority. Lots of people predicted AEW to fail and go out of business, and that's fine. Some of the smartest people in the business did. When it didn't happen, I think most fans were happy, but some were insistent it still would go out of business, even when it wouldn't, and they got really strange.
He's calling out AEW awful. You know what? We gotta get this year. It's gonna be you and awful. Just go in there, and you know what? You give them business. You give them the forehand, the backhand, and you just tell them, "Hey, I got a hard flute for you." If you keep on,
I challenge Meltzer to a fucking forearm battle, Ishii style.
Yes,
Meltzer, forearm.
I want that
battle,
for my birthday.
Ishii style, dude. We can do chops too. I'm fucking in. I'm game. We'll
You're
raise
teasing
money
me.
for
That's what I want
charity.
for my birthday. I want you to, as I said, when everybody follows me, I want the panda violence where he just walks up, grabs the keyboard, smashes it. I want that. I need you to give Meltzer on behalf of all the wrestling fans who are tired of him ruining pro wrestling to just go in there and give him the business.
Sky says, I actually think it's smart by MJF. He leaves so he can never be completely buried by TK. Yes, it is smart for him. Bad for AEW is the point I'm making, though. How do you build stars when no one's there? Like Britt Baker's supposed to just come out once a year and fucking have everyone go DMD. Like, okay, the same 1,000 people every town you go to are going to do that, but it's fucking, so for MJF, it's good for him to not get buried, but it's also like he should be doing his best shit in WWE. Let's just face it. Like, he's wasting all this shit. By the time he gets to WWE, it's going to be played out, man. That's how I think. And, yeah, he went from a guy that I was like, no, I'd main roster him right away. Just put him in a feud with Cody right away. But no, now you got an NXT fucking MJF, I think, honestly. Puffing on that Perry pack. But yeah, Meltzer's crew got really strange. They're the ones who got the strangest for sure. So moving along, we covered that one. Remove it. Dave Meltzer on AEW booking Bryan Danielson versus Nigel McGuinness in a non-title match for Grand Slam. It's non-title. There you go. Rather than Danielson's previously scheduled title defense against Darby Allin at All In. And Meltzer goes, that was unique. I get why Nigel and Bryan is not a championship match in theory, but it's like New York, and those people are used to championship matches, not non-titles. Yeah, I mean, Dave's kind of got a point. It's like, dude, why didn't they just wait, have Nigel beat someone, and then build up to like this is what I mean. They have it's just Tony going, oh, we can do it. Yeah, let's get him in there against Danielson right now. It's like, why didn't they at least like...
You mean ratings don't matter anymore?
Yeah,
Winning Ross records don't matter? Shocker.
It's just crazy they didn't. I don't know. Dave saying it's unique is true. So Meltzer says it was originally scheduled to be Drew confronting Brett. So this isn't what fucking Dave says. Completely making up the Ross segment here. Completely. He's making this up.
Tell us what you know, you goddamn liar!
And it's his own fantasy mark booking, and he says it was originally scheduled to be Drew confronting Brett, which would have made more sense given that Punk is a huge Brett guy. No, Dave, nobody fucking knows that or cares about that besides the uber smarks like me and you fucking idiot. Gunther isn't that good enough to be standing in the same ring as Brett, dude. Now, Dave is burying Gunther. He's burying Gunther, the guy that's like, oh, Gunther's in Europe doing amazing things. Oh, my God. So I don't know why the decision changed. Dave, it never changed. You're making this up. Tony Khan would have 100% booked Martha to get jumped by a man Punk despises because that's just good TV. Oh, my God, Dave. Nobody knows that Punk is, he wore pink and black in the WWE. He said it in promos. Amazing. It's 2024. Jesus Christ, man.
Liar!
That's what I mean. Just catering to the uber smarks. He thought it should have been McIntyre.
And he wants to bury Gunther because Gunther has been like, no, sports entertainment style's better and shit like that, dude. That's all this is. Fucking agenda, Dave. Dave had no comeback, LOL. So Dave Meltzer, or just here for the lull, says, no, they didn't. They did 6-9-4. BBT theory lead in first quarter doesn't count. And then Meltzer goes, here's a new one. Hating a company for existing is a sad way to go through life. And it's like, where the fuck did this person say they hated the company? And they just gave the real average without the Big Bang lead-in. Okay? So Dave just coping, man. And then this person responds, where did I say I hated the company for existing, Dave? Either 200K people absolutely hated Q1 so badly they left and never came back. Exactly. Or the BBT artificially inflates Q1 and therefore the entire overall rating. Boom. It's just that simple. It just boils down to that. And that's why I tell people too, it's like, people will be like, oh, 200 people tuned out. And it's like, no, they didn't. They're people who didn't go to the fucking, like, a show ends, you get up, go to take a piss really quick or whatever. Like that's all the lead in is. It's just people not, AEW just starts abruptly and they haven't turned their fucking TVs off yet. Like those people, we shouldn't even count the Big Bang Q1 fucking number. It's just not real. Like they can't expect us to believe that just whatever's in Q1 is the great and then everything else just is shitty. Like it's all shitty, dude. So here's an exact quote from Uncle Dave. Thank you, Brad Becker, again for being a legend and tagging me in this. Okay. This one's gonna be tough. I need Dominic Mysterio in the fucking crowd. Rey Mysterio in the crowd gets a huge pop. Dom gets no reaction. Rey stands up, huge pop, and in the fucking sphere. Amazing, dude. They weren't sitting together, keeping kayfabe, but yeah, dude. Dirty Dom in the sphere at UFC Noche. Let's fucking go. But here's Dave Meltzer. He goes, here, I need a fucking swig here. Dave says, there are definitely things. Oh my God. Already it's so dumb. There are definitely things that you can criticize AEW for. But as far as the value of the business, if you have it, it astounds me because you actually have to not know about anything about television at all or modern television to not see this. And yet people have been doing this thing for years. So yeah, this is what we heard him fucking say, but in text form. Like, what a complete fucking idiot, man. There's the transcript. We got it. We got you, Dave, in 4K. Here's Meltzer again, melting down, unhinged. Dave Meltzer responding to Josh Anderson, who says really ought to do something like a 50 rewatches where they accumulate a list and he re-rates them with today's lens. Speaking about Dave's star system, and Dave comes in and goes, it's the opposite. I just watched a few 4.5s from the past that would be generous 3.75 to 4 today. Most 5s, not all from the 80s and 90s, would be 4.25 to 4.5 today. What the fuck is Dave even talking about?
Fucking Mark!
So stupid, man. Doesn't even make sense. His stars don't mean anything. That's why there's no basis. So you could go back in time and it'll mean it's so, and I get it. Things change and evolve, right? Like the best mixed martial artists of all time exist now, even though like the bigger names existed then when people weren't as well-rounded as they all are today. Excuse me, but so like I get that, but still it's just ludicrous. It just shows, and then he's basically saying all the shit in the past isn't as good as any of the shit today. And I just don't agree with that. And he's like, the opposite would happen if I re-rated them. It's like, well, how do you know, Dave? You're just talking. And he going the opposite. I just watched a few 4.5s from the past. When do you have time to do that, Dave? When did you do that? You're making it up. And yeah, I don't know, man. He just makes it up as he goes. We've called it out. During Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer addressed the rumors regarding AEW and Fox. He confirmed that no deal exists between the two companies and no talks are currently underway. So Dave could be lying, but it's so funny how everyone's just got conflicting information about all of this wrestling shit. It's so fucking funny, man. And yeah, I don't know. I think I've said it a million times. Dynamite stays on TBS. We see some of that shit go to Max. We see some of that shit go on fucking Tubi or something. Like, who knows? It's just gonna not. It's gonna be not good for them, and then they'll take like double their TV deal. I could see people shilling out 100 million. I know that's stupid. Like, how? They're in the red. I know, but these companies do it all the time. They figure out ways. They're still making movies and shit. They're in the red, you know. So I don't know. Hopefully, it works out for AEW. Man, their TV's got to get better though. That's the key thing. And then here's our last one for the evening here. Pro Wrestle Counselor says, why is it so hard for him to tell the truth? And this guy says, is it though? Why is AEW's attendance and TV viewership down this year? Possibly due to poor booking and driving off viewers with incoherent storylines might also cause the decline. And Dave goes, I've written more on those subjects than probably any person alive. And no, I've studied them more deeply and given historical perspectives as well. Why are you commenting without even knowing this basic info? Dave, we know the basic info, but it's just that you're a dumb fuck. Like, why don't you know the basic info that people think you're dumb as fuck and they think you're lying and they think you're full of shit? And people, here's the thing, Dave, right? You just need to, I say it all the time, be Batman. You say, I'm Batman. Be Batman for a second, dude. Take yourself out of it. Be objective. Go, okay. The viewership's down. The attendance is down. Fucking everyone's criticizing it and going, this guy doesn't know what he's doing, blah, 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 blah. It hasn't turned around. It's been 5 years. It's done the opposite of what it fucking did in the beginning, right? So it's just going backwards. Now, I'm not saying there's no ebbs and flows. However, we need to get real. Like, we need to admit that it's likely all of these factors, poor merch sales, empty buildings, all of these money wasting, all of these expenditures, clearly, just everything, man. 1 + 1 = 2, Dave. So it's likely that you're just making up reasons to try and explain why this is good and why their business is booming when it's not. Because it's like, that's what they're trying to convince us of. Oh, well, it's not dying. It's not dead. Well, yeah, many of us don't think it's dying. We don't think it'll ever die, but we're just saying it's not. Like, it's fucking whack, and this is why, dude. You got to understand why, right? Bad creative, bad storylines, bad TV, and then when you have the media gaslighting you, it's like, fuck that, dude. Like, these gatekeepers, too, trying to tell me, like, I don't know what fucking wrestling is because Dave has never left his fucking messy office and writes about it all day, every day, and fast forwards through Raw. I don't know what fucking wrestling is compared to you or whatever. You're a fucking idiot, dude. You know? And people don't need to know. People don't care, Dave, that you wrote all that shit down, because now what it is, like, now we know what you were doing. You were just fantasy mark booking before the internet could fact check what you were doing, and you were saying you were fact checking shit. You weren't fucking fact checking, and then you want to report the news and then just say, no, it's my opinion, but I'm gonna be friends with Tony Khan, but I'm gonna fucking not admit, like, just for once go, dude, the business is not in a good place. You know, but like, it's not for that. It's not to make money. It's not to be a real business. But you guys keep wanting to say it's to make money and WBD's happy and this big TV rights deal. And it's like, bro, this shit's about to be Ring of Honor next year. Like, what TV rights deal? Well, this deal, you guys don't know. You guys said it'd be off air. It's just cope and seethe constantly, never stop. And Dave Meltzer, we coming for you, sucker. That was Dave Meltzer's dumb moment of the week. Davey, wavy Davey, my favorite, my absolute favorite. What fight's about to go down here? This Sphere's looking amazing. We'll hang out here and for a minute and watch some fucking fights, I guess. Chris, are you excited for this next one? What's this next matchup? See, they didn't really load up the main card. They were just like a bunch of Mexican talent, basically, like you pointed out earlier, you know?
Well, they had it. It was going to be Alex Pereira versus
That would have been amazing in the fucking
Khalil
Sphere.
Roundtree, but they moved that to Utah. So, look, I mean, I'm watching that. I'm also keeping my eye on the number one seed in college football might be going down. It's right now you're watching Georgia versus Kentucky. It's Kentucky is trailing 13-12, but they have the ball on the 48-yard line of Georgia with 2:59 left to play. We could see the number one. There's a lot of sports going on, so that's why I feel like the AEW collision rankings tonight.
Oh, they're going to be
awful.
abysmal, man.
It's going to be awful. It's
Under 100,000, do you think?
Yeah, it'll be at least maybe like 120,000.
I bet this is what I think. It'll come out and it'll be like 101. Something just brutal. What do you think? Oh, man. Yeah, I guess I don't know. We've already beat it to death. It's like, what can they do to, like, Collision should just not even be a fucking show, especially with the Saturday night main event. Like, I know that those won't run every week, the main events, but I'm sure they'll be more frequently, like they'll be like every 2 weeks, once a month, or I don't know or maybe it is every Saturday. That'd be amazing, but.
He doesn't want to cut anybody. I mean, he could easily go, all right, look, I'm just going to do Dynamite, and I'll get rid of Collision. I'll get rid of Ring of Honor. I'll get rid of, Rampage. But he won't cut people. He keeps signing more people. It's like, you have no more room. No, I need to sign.
When does
like Pokemon, gotta catch them all.
When does fucking Canelo fight? Has he fought yet today?
No, he's fighting next though. Danny Garcia just got knocked out in the 8th round by Aristotle Lars, so we're now at the main event.
Okay. Four Saturday night main events annually, so 1 a quarter. Perfect. That's what it should be. Absolutely. Yeah, this guy's coming out to some fucking. So here, I'm gonna actually look at UFC quickly. Man, we went through so much bookmarks tonight. That was amazing. So what fight are we on? We're on Daniel Zellhuber versus Esteban. Yeah, so the 3 main ones, guys. I don't know if you're in MMA. My betting picks, like I said, I'd pick Ortega. Not Ortega. I'd pick Lopez, Grasso, and O'Malley. I don't know what the lines are on them, who the favorites are, or whatever, but that's who I'd go with. Yeah, so guys, I think I'm going to get out of here and watch the rest of UFC Noche and the whole arena thing. Chris Connor, I want to thank you for being here, absolutely, for another tremendous show. And I want to thank the PWT Universe for being here, of course. Guys, you're going to be seeing and hearing a lot more from me, and I got some really cool things in the works that I'm working on starting up this week here. And check me out on Patreon. I'm going to drop something on there, I think tomorrow. I'm going to drop just my reactions to the fucking Ric Flair walking off Kill Tony and just things like that. Like I'm going to watch like fucking Tough Enough and stuff with you guys on Patreon and stuff. Just things that I know YouTube will pull me down for. You know what I mean? And yeah, I just want to say I appreciate you all for being here, of course, as it were. Make sure you're hitting subscribe. Make sure you're checking out everything, both channels, please. Even if you don't listen to, if you just watch this for the live show or the clips, like go to my other channel. It's youtube.com/@prowrestletimes. And then you just fucking click subscribe. You don't even ever have to watch a video on there. I'd appreciate that too. Just a free way to support your bruv. And yeah, I don't know, man. I had a great time tonight. Little hungover. Just wanted to clear out those bookmarks that were backing up. And I have a ton of really great podcasts. I got Kevin Apollo coming on soon, Duke. I got a lot of people returning, a lot of new faces. And of course, you can find Chris Last Call Podcast, and you can find me over there as well. Chris, when are you going to have me back on your show?
We got to get you back soon. We definitely bring you back before Bad Blood so you can talk all about Cody and Roman versus the Bloodline, Punk and Drew McIntyre at Hell in a Cell. Your gal Rhea Ripley finally going one-on-one with Liv Morgan. We'll definitely bring you back on. And Phil, always a pleasure coming on your show, and you do great work as always.
So yeah, dude, and you fucking DM me and we will we'll talk about the fights or whatever. I'll give you my thoughts on I guess the main event and all of that. And yeah, I don't know, man. Thanks for being here with me. Maybe we'll argue on your show next time and not mine or something. But we no, just kidding, bro. I love having you on. Yeah, thank you guys. Yeah, thank you, chat. Awesome. Appreciate you all. You guys, round of applause for all of you guys. And we will see you in the upside down, man. Love you guys. Peace.
I look and see it's not just me.
Jack, why do you insist on doing this dumb internet shit on TV?
I look and see it's not just me.
This place is a fucking joke, man. You're a clown. I quit.
So many of us have stood where I stand. We are the young, so raise your hand. So many of us have stood where I stand. We are the young, so raise your hand. They call us problem child. We spend our lives on trial. We walk an endless mile. We are the youth gone wild. We stand and we won't fall. We're one for all. The writing's on the wall. We are the youth gone wild.
No. It doesn't make logical sense, but it makes.
Well, yes, of course.
But it makes wrestling booking sense. Of course, this makes no sense. Of course, okay, it makes no sense. However, in pro wrestling booking, which often makes no sense, you would do that. It's about making money. It's not about anything else. Wrestling has always been about making money first and foremost. That's it.
I look and see it's not just me.
Last weekend was the greatest weekend in AEW history. This is the greatest week.
I look and see it's not just me.
Security, my safety, my life was in danger at a wrestling show.
So many of us have stood where I stand. We are the young, so raise your hand. So many of us have stood where I stand. We are the young, so raise your hand. They call us problem child. We spend our lives on trial. We walk an endless mile. We are the youth gone wild. We stand and we won't fall. We're one for all. The writing's on the wall. We are the youth gone wild. They call us problem child. We spend our lives on trial. We walk an endless mile. We are the youth gone wild. We stand and we won't fall. We're one for all. The writing's on the wall. We are the youth gone wild. Living wild. Yeah.
If you're familiar with how we do things often here on these Wednesdays, it's a lot like one of my favorite movies, Time Cop.
What? Fuck you. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday comes again.
毎日
Sunday,
毎
Monday,
日
Tuesday,
日立
Wednesday,
の細長
Thursday,
静
Friday,
か
Saturday,
サラサ
Sunday
ラ
comes again.
綺麗な空気体には細長が気持ちいいんです日立のビッグフローウェルネス日立フレ
Ladies and gentlemen, shit's about to hit the fan.
The system is broken. It was time for a revolution. We could be the wrestlers that we want to be.
We have our own stories. We make our own characters.
Different. That's what makes us elite.
I've been forced to vacate the AEW World Trios Championship.
Fun created a revolution.
Show days, super chaotic. A lot of times we get here and we don't know what we're doing till hours, minutes before we go out there.
There literally are, I think some weeks, 100 talents running around backstage.
At that point, it caught Tony Khan's ear, and he started thinking, maybe I want to do this, and let's get together. And I guess the rest is history, right?
We're just getting started, but it's a great fight to start a great night.
Lawrence Cassidy in serious trouble.
This will be fun, right? I'm excited. Ready to go? Go to break.
Figured out what works as a heel in the ring for me.
Austin wants to be here so bad.
Is it a break spot? Not yet.
We need to build an army right now.
It was good. That's a good match.
You thought everything looked okay? Yeah. I hope it was good. I just feel like
You tonight.
That was big.
Damn it, God damn it. We've seen this time and time again out of Jericho and Guevara.
That's awesome. That was great. Ah! Yes! Sick!
He's going to take it. And Claudio Castagnoli was
Is that heavy, Tony? No. I gave you extra time. Take a break for right now. Go. They're really flying through. Hey! That was great. That was perfect.
1, 2, 3.